Ladies and gentlemen, episode number 442 live. Welcome to the next episode of WCW Starrcade. Tonight, the Severns and the Wolfpack are going to take things to another level. They are going to add some more fuel to the already fiery feuds and raging rivalries that are preparing for battle. The Warriors all getting ready to go to war at the next big stream preview of 2023, which incidentally is less than 2 weeks away. It is next Sunday night, WCW Slamboree. It is going to be a thrill ride. You do not want to miss it. It is going to be a 14-match card, 3 brands going toe-to-toe for bragging rights, supremacy, championship gold. It is going to be an absolute fire evening. And again, it is next Sunday night, WCW Slamboree, less than 2 weeks away. And tonight, again, the Severns and the Wolfpack can add some more fuel to those raging rivalries and fiery feuds as we get closer and closer to the big dance. But speaking of which, we do have an epic 9-match card tonight. We got 5 titles on the line, including the vacant Pure Wrestling Championship. Of course, Joe Lincoln, the Phenom Joe Lincoln, has of course vacated the Pure Wrestling Championship and already decided he is challenging the one Elijah Archer for the Archerverse World Championship. Now, it is unclear at this point in time, it is unclear whether or not he is going to challenge this Tuesday night on Wrestle Wars, or if he's going to be waiting until next Sunday night at Slamboree. We're not really sure what's going on there, so you'll just have to stay tuned for further details. I'm not really entirely sure what's going to happen with that, but he is cashing it in. The title is vacant, so we will see a new Pure Wrestling Champion crowned tonight. And, of course, again, the Phenom Joe Lincoln going to be challenging the one Elijah Archer. Life is great! In the house and already doing shoutouts, and Snorhawk64. Snorhawk knows that Carlos Hawkins is going to battle tonight. Alright, so Golden Gamer in the house. What's going on, Golden Gamer? Yes, Life, thanks for the shoutouts. Appreciate that. All over the mod duties already. Fantastique. What's doing exciting, guys? How's your week been? It is now Saturday, so the week is over. So how was your week? Everybody had a good week?
I almost got the
how's your or how was your weekend going? But yeah, we got an excellent card tonight. Again, 9 matches. There are 5 titles on the line. The women are going to be in the spotlight tonight because the main event is for the Women's World Championship tonight. It is going to be an absolute fire match. The entire card is fire, and it's going to be a good time. But before we get there, of course, we're going to do what we normally do. We're going to have a look at the dirt sheet, see what's crack-a-lacking in the world of pro wrestling. Little news and rumors. Got to see what's happening. Inquiring minds must know, you know. Snorhawk says, I almost got the numbers.
YTD into the chat.
I'm trying to remember if I even changed those numbers. I think I did. Does it, I can't see. The next time it pops up, I'll know if I changed it or not. I'm pretty sure I did, because the last person to win won both at the same time. I believe it was, actually, I believe it was Joe Link. Joe Link did that, I think. It was Joe Link, I think. I'm a poet and didn't know it. I should write this stuff down. Anyways, alright, so let's have a look at the dirt sheet, see what's going on. Actually, you know what I'm going to do first? I'm going to get it out of the way first. I'm going to get it out of the way. Hold on.
Wrestler.
Oh, wait, this is not Dogface. That was Dogface's command. There we go. Oh, interesting. I got Elijah Archer. Now, that is funny. That is funny. I don't care who you are. That shit is funny right there. Today I am Elijah Archer. Go figure.
Ha ha ha.
Fantastique. All right, anyways, I'm going to pull up the dirt sheet, see what's going on. All right, so right away I see a report from Wrestling News that The Rock has apparently indicated he won't have time to get into the right shape for WrestleMania this year. This is by Andrew Ravens. So WWE is still months away from WrestleMania 39, but with the company looking to finalize the main event plans for the show by the middle of the month, it was believed The Rock needed to give WWE an answer regarding his status for the show. As previously reported, WWE is hoping to bring back The Rock, Steve Austin, and John Cena for the show, with the idea of doing The Rock versus Roman Reigns as the main event of either night in April. Yo, What Was He TV is invading the broadcast. The co-host with the most is back on the show. What's going on? Back in the hot seat, sir. What's going on?
Not much. What's going on with you?
Not too much at all. Welcome in. Episode number 442. Starrcade a day late. It was a bit of an interesting day yesterday, so it's as a result, Starrcade is tonight, and we of course are still having YTD Academy live tomorrow night over at the Shark Tank on YouTube, and of course that'll be the last YTD Academy live of the month because next weekend is WCW Slamboree. So we will be busy with the next big SPV of 2023.
Yes, we will.
Therefore, no YTD Academy live till the following Sunday. But anyways, what's doing exciting? What's going on? We were just about to get into a bit of an article here about The Rock apparently not having time to get into ring shape for WrestleMania. At least that's what they're telling us. I mean, who knows? They might just be saying to throw us off. You know what I mean? You really don't know. I mean, I'm thinking, how long does he need to get into ring shape exactly?
Not long, because he's fucking built as it is.
I mean, he's already jacked. You know, it's just a matter of getting in there and bouncing off those ropes a few times. I say it's all bullshit.
But I do have an update for you guys, though.
An update regarding
My weight.
Oh, your weight. Oh, excellent. Yes, I would love the update. Let's go.
Last weekend, it was the first time in 6 years I was able to fasten a seatbelt.
Wow. That is absolutely fantastic. Great to hear. But this must be exciting for you too, because I mean,
it really is.
I mean, I'm sure at first it was like, oh, it's probably hard work, you know what I mean? But then you see those results, and then the results become even more of a surreal moment when something as simple for most people as putting on a seatbelt. For Woozy, that was a much harder thing to do, and now he can just fasten that up like an average, ordinary person. That is awesome, fantastic, superb, if you will. So congratulations on that. That is, and congratulations for having the bravery to go through this and go on this journey, because not everybody has the courage to face their weight problems or any other problems. I mean, it's not just a weight problem. Other problems people have in life. So not everybody has the courage, whether they know that's the problem or not. They don't have the courage to go on that journey to face evil directly in the face. You know what I mean? But Girly Girl, what's going on, Girly Girl? Welcome in. Appreciate you being here. But yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So do you have a number for us today? Do you what's the total amount lost now?
I won't know anything until I go to the doctors, which I'm gonna try to get in this week.
But obviously, it's a
decrease,
right? Because you went from not being able to do up a seatbelt to being able to slap that puppy on, no problem at all. So
yeah, and within 6 years, I was able to put one on.
Right, first time in 6 years. Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
To think about. And again, that's something most people just take for granted because most people can put on a seatbelt with relative ease, I would think, right?
Yeah, most people, but not people that are overweight can't do it that easily.
Yo, Infinite Oni's in the house. Can we get a shout out for Girly Girl and Infinite Oni Life, please?
We sure can.
Or Woozy, you're here. You can do it, I suppose. And Golden Gamer. We need a shout out for Golden Gamer as well, I believe. I don't think Golden Gamer's had a shout out yet. life is slacking on their duties. And Wuffy Duffy is in the house. I didn't even see Wuffy sneak in. Wuffy Duffy, what's going on, Wuffy? But anyways, yeah, I mean, it's, again, something most people just take for granted because they can just very easily do the job and get it done. And for somebody like yourself, it was a struggle for 6 long years, and now that struggle is, that part of the struggle is over, and you continue down your journey to becoming Mr. Olympia. Going to be pumping iron, making videos, and selling T-shirts. But yeah, so that's awesome. I mean, I think I can probably speak for the entire community. Everybody's proud of that. That is amazing, amazing. I like to hear things like that. I love hearing stories like that.
Together we will grow strong, and our communities will remain strong by our constant.
And then last night I had tacos for dinner. I used to be able to eat 7 or 8, and now I can eat 4, and I am full.
That's something too, isn't it? And that's just your stomach shrinking back to normal size.
Yes, it is.
Yep, it's interesting. I mean, eventually 4 will turn into 3, 3 will turn into 2. Right? So it's interesting. It's an interesting process. I always like watching people, take control of themselves like that, and whether it be weight loss or trying to build their confidence or esteem or what have you. Because, of course, I've been in fitness for a long time. I've been in martial arts for a very long time, and I've been teaching for quite a long time. So I've always loved watching people realize they can do something, right? And not just do that, but then they realize, hey, if I can do that, I can do that too. And it just becomes winning becomes a habit, right? Winning becomes a habit. Is what it becomes, and then eventually it can become a vicious habit. So that's a good thing though, in most cases. So, but anyways, yeah, that is fantastic. Girly Girl says, I'm right there with you. Been struggling with weight loss as well. So proud of you, Woozy. Girly Girl, you're struggling with weight loss yourself?
Thank you, Girly Girl.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. We appreciate that. Joe Lincoln one. Yeah, okay, so those are the new numbers. Those are the new numbers. For anybody that was waiting until I confirmed that, you guys can now play the lotto. Those are actually, in fact, I did change them. Those are the new numbers. But anyway, Girly Girl, yeah. Oh, she says, yeah, been for years, and it's harder since I had Mike. Yeah, it can be for many reasons, right? You don't have as much time to yourself. And that matters because you need the time to be able to dedicate to yourself, whether that be 15 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, or an hour a day. But, Girly Girl, have you thought about making yourself a simple regiment? Just a simple 5 or 6 step regiment of exercises you can do after your child goes to bed. And you're about to go to bed yourself, and you can just right in your bedroom, beside your bed somewhere, and do a few simple exercises. Small regiments in the beginning, slowly build up to longer regiments.
Oh, good doing yoga.
Yoga's fantastic. I mean, I don't do yoga myself, but I mean, it is fantastic for many reasons.
See, me personally, I can't flex all those ways and.
Well, I mean, that's something that you develop. Like, for instance, look at martial arts. Do you think everybody can lift their leg high enough to kick somebody in the head? Let me tell you, it's funny. It's funny because one of the two things people always think they can do: throw a punch and kick. And I love. One of the very first things I do in a class, especially with new people, is I'll stand about a foot in front of their face and I'll say, okay, throw a punch. And it is funny. It is just fun. I mean, we don't laugh at them. That's not something we do. But it's just because something you think is so simple isn't quite that simple. There's a way to do everything correctly. And it's just one of those preconceived notions that people think, oh yeah, I can throw a punch, oh yeah, I can kick. Well, I can prove you wrong, unless you've already had previous training of some sort and you have learned a few things here and there. It's just one of those things. Yes, anybody can throw a kick, and yes, anybody can throw a punch, but can you do it correctly, effectively, and safely? And I don't mean for somebody else, because you're not punching somebody in the face to keep them safe, but you got to be able to do it and keep yourself safe. I've seen many people break fingers, wrists, elbows even, believe it or not, punching people, and it's like, okay, what? If you don't know what you're doing, what do you even do? Like, okay, I get it, you're upset and all, but I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, you can hurt yourself just as badly as you hurt somebody else. You know what I mean? Especially if you're in a moment of a fit of a rage and you got an adrenaline boost and you're beating somebody up and you're actually able to do that, and you injure yourself in the process because you just are flailing limbs. You don't really know how to strike or what have you. Anyways, I love all that stuff. But
I do too.
It's fun watching people come into their own though, and develop themselves and realize that they're capable of so much, and suddenly their original journey gets extended, right? And it's just so much fun. I love doing what I do. I can't wait to get back at it. I haven't stepped on a dojo mat in about 2 years, and that's gonna come to an end soon. So definitely gonna be getting back to that. I love it. It's martial arts. Period is bar none, hands down, the absolute best exercise on the planet, and you learn a lot of things. It's if you think about martial arts as just kicking and punching and stuff like that, then believe me, there's a lot more to it, and there's a lot more benefits, both mentally, physically. I mean, there's so many other things, because you start to build camaraderie. You meet a lot of very good people. You meet a lot of very bad people too, to be fair. But you know,
You can, yes.
Oh yeah. There's, I mean, in martial arts, there's politics like you wouldn't believe. Just most people don't get a chance to see that because they're students. But once you surpass being a student, well, technically you're always a student. If you're a good teacher, anyways, you're always a student. But yeah, once you become an instructor, as opposed to being the student, you're introduced to a whole different world of it can be insane. It really can. And I've seen it ruin martial arts for people, for that matter, because it can be challenging, and there's always somebody that wants to prevent you from doing something, maybe because usually the case is they don't know how to do it, and they don't want you doing it because it's going to take away from their business, right? For instance, I was looking at a location once for my club, and I found a great location, and I already had a deal worked out. But there happened to be another martial arts club there. Well, they weren't a martial arts club; they were a kickboxing school. Okay, they were a kickboxing school, local kickboxing school, and they went to the board and kicked up a fuss. They did not want me going in there. They wanted to be the only martial art there. Well, the reason for that is first of all, I don't know how they managed to continue to get so many people to pay such high prices, because they are a kickboxing school. Okay, that's fine. But if you're not competing and they aren't leading you to a career in that sport, then please stop paying them absurd amount of monies every month and go take a goddamn karate class if you're that interested in kicking. Because kickboxing is a very small percentile of karate, first and foremost. You want to learn real kickboxing, go learn from a karate master. They will teach you proper kickboxing. Then you can add in the sporting aspects of everything else later. But it's just one of those things, right?
Today, only
and
is stone cold.
So they don't want. So you go to his club, right? And you're going to pay, say, $200 a month, okay, for kickboxing. Then you go down the alley in the same complex, and there's my school. And I'm not only cheaper, but you don't just see people in there kicking. You see people in there sparring. You see people in there throwing people. You see people in there grappling. You see people in there choking people out. You know, And and at that point they're thinking, well, why am I paying? So I get it. That would interfere in his business, but is that my problem? and martial arts is supposed to be a community thing, and it shouldn't be like if you're worried about losing business to me, but then do the smart thing. You come to me and we work together. But instead he ran me out, and I had to go find somewhere else. So. But it is what it is. And then COVID happened anyways, and I ended up getting shut down anyways. Hell, I went from about 32 students to 4 overnight. So it was...
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it was no fun. But anyways, enough of that. I'm going to get back to that article that I had started. And I'm going to finish it, and then we may as well get the show started because there's people here ready to watch the show. We have a fantastic show ready. So I'll finish this article, and then we'll get the first match of the night underway because we're going to start things off with a banger match for the vacant Pure Wrestling Championship. And we'll get there in just a moment. Again, this is WrestlingNews.co. Woozy, it was Andrew Ravens, and it's just The Rock has indicated he won't have time to get into the right shape for WWE WrestleMania 39. And by the way, if everybody thinks this year's WrestleMania is going to be big because, of everything that's been happening over the last 6 months to almost a year, imagine how big next year's WrestleMania, the 40th anniversary of WrestleMania. Imagine how big it's going to be. It's going to like this year's WrestleMania, even though it's probably going to be the best it's been in years, will pale in comparison to what they do next year. I guarantee you. Next year for the 40th anniversary of WrestleMania, I 100% guarantee they are going to open up their big fat wallets and they will spare no expense to make sure it is the best show of the year that you spend any money on as far as pay-per-views go. I guarantee it. But anyways, so again, just recapping a little. I mean, we went on a bit of a rant talking about different things. So WWE is still months away from WrestleMania 39, but with the company looking to finalize the main event plans for the show by the middle of this month, it was believed The Rock needed to give WWE an answer regarding his status for the show. As previously reported, WWE is hoping to bring back The Rock, Steve Austin, and John Cena for the show with the idea of doing The Rock versus Roman Reigns as the main event of either night in April. In the latest edition of Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reported The Rock's status for WrestleMania 39 is not set in stone, but it doesn't look like he'll be wrestling because he feels like he doesn't have enough time to get in the kind of ring shape he feels he needs to be in for a match. Meltzer wrote, "We're told that unless he changes his mind in the next few days, since the deadline for Mania plans is coming, that he's indicated he won't have time to get in that kind of ring shape. He feels he needs to be in to do a main event match with Roman Reigns, but kept the door open for something in the future. Of course, it is a possibility that it's something being kept a secret from everyone." I actually said that earlier to Woozy. I said, I actually call bullshit on this. First of all, The Rock is in immaculate condition. We know, after watching him come back after 7 years of absence and showed everybody on the roster up in the ring, that he needs very little time to get ring ready, and it's still a fair length away until WrestleMania. So I think he's probably still going to be at WrestleMania. That's just my guess. I don't know, obviously. I call bullshit, Woozy. I say The Rock show.
I call bullshit.
Yeah, I say he shows up at WrestleMania, and I think the reason they cancel. I'll get to that after we start the show. There is something else I was going to discuss. So, now it goes on to say WWE had a backup plan in mind in case this happened, and that's reportedly to go with Cody Rhodes wrestling Reigns at WrestleMania. Meltzer noted that WWE was aware The Rock wasn't a sure thing for some time, and as time went on, they felt like the likelihood had lessened. Meltzer added, "I don't know that he's officially turned it down, but the only indication is that it was considered less likely than a few months ago. The Rock has a lot of things going on with his business launching the XFL and his Hollywood career." Oh, that's right. The XFL launches this year. I'm actually excited about that. I don't know about anybody else, but that actually was a fresh new take on football. It made it interesting. It gave you additional ways to score points in the game. It was faster. They found ways to make it safer with better equipment. I mean, it was cool. You had interviews and it being done right on the field. I mean, there was a lot of things to like about the XFL's new iteration. Not the original one that started a long time ago, but the one that The Rock had just bought out with his manager, ex-wife. But anyways, I'm looking forward to that. I don't know if any of you guys are football fans. But I personally am looking forward to the XFL, and I watched the season. I thought it was fantastic. It was great gameplay. So I'm quite looking forward to the Rock relaunching. I wonder what happened with that lawsuit.
Hey there.
Remember he was being sued because his logo looked similar to another one or something like that.
Who was that again?
The XFL. Look up lawsuit towards XFL logo or something like that, and see what we find. And while you're doing that, I'm gonna get the show on the go. Yo, Honeybee! What's going on, Honeybee? Legendary Bard. What's going on, guys? Welcome in. Appreciate you guys being here. What's doing exciting? Joe Link with the sub. 10 months in a row. Thank you very much, Joe Link. Appreciate you for the sub.
Yeah, and the Golden Game got timed out earlier.
Together we will grow strong in our
What we got here? We got Kensley is mommy. Kensley is mommy. All right, we'll just call you mommy. So, mommy, Woozy, you got a silly woozy from mommy. Wolfie Duffy says WrestleMania 40, they will definitely make it the best in the last decade. Oh, absolutely. Oh, Triple H will be in control. That's the one thing Vince isn't stupid enough to change what's working. You know, if he thought it wasn't working, he probably would step in, but he's seen the results. He's seen, I mean, they're selling merchandise like a motherfucker right now. People are interested in what's going on. He's not stupid enough to kibosh that, especially if he wants to sell the company. He wants to make that company worth as much as humanly possible before he sells it. Trust me. But yeah, absolutely. They're gonna WrestleMania 40 will be the biggest show ever, and they will open their big fat wallets like they've never done before. And you know what? That might be a good reason not to have The Rock versus Reigns this WrestleMania, because they could do it for WrestleMania 40, which would be a much bigger deal. Especially if, so here's what they could do. Cody Rhodes wins the Royal Rumble. Well, you can't challenge for the Undisputed Championship. You can only challenge for the Universal title or the WWE Championship. That's how that works. They can't just change the rules as they will. So he's going to have to make a choice. He's going to choose the WWE Championship because that is the storied championship belt that eluded his family. He's going to win that championship. Well, I mean, Roman Reigns just goes on and continues to be Universal Champion all the way till next WrestleMania, which I'm perfectly fine with at this point. Why not? Why not? Why? Give me a legitimate reason to strip him of that title now after he's been champion for. Can you, Woozy, quickly look up how long he's been champion? Not undisputed champion, but Universal Champion. I feel like he's got to be over 800 days now.
I give you 1 second to do that right now.
Yeah. But I feel like
So woofy. Together we will grow strong in our.
I feel like it's got to be over 800. But anyways, all right, ladies and gentlemen, while Woozy's looking up that information, we will get that information to you. I know inquiring minds must know, and it's going to eat you alive.
874 days.
874 days. So there is no reason to immediately need to strip him of anything. He's already been champion for 874 days. So, instead of being an undisputed champion, he's simply the Universal Champion. Cody Rhodes finally gets the WWE Championship this WrestleMania. Next WrestleMania, it is The Rock versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. And to be declared the head of the table, the tribal chief. I don't know. That sounds like good booking to me. But anyways, we'll discuss that again in a moment, and of course we'll look at more what's going on with the Dirt Sheets. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, episode number 442 live. Let's go.
The new jackpot number 30.
And here we go! 9 matches of pure fire as we continue to throw more fuel into those fiery feuds and raging rivalries as we get to the next big stream preview of 2023 WCW Slamboree next Sunday. Less than 2 weeks away, just around the corner. It is time. It is go time. And we're going to get the first match of the night underway in just a few moments. So get ready to roll. Hold on to your lug nuts because it is most certainly time for an overhaul.
And become a different suit, skipping the rest.
And Woozy, what was the other thing we were looking up besides
Your numbers are
the Rock's 800 and yes, the XFL? Did you find anything on that lawsuit concerning a logo?
I did, but I gotta find it again.
Okay. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, the first matchup of the evening. It is for the vacant Pure Wrestling Championship. And again, the reason that championship is vacant, the phenomenal Joe Lincoln has vacated it. He has already decided to challenge the one Elijah Archer for the World Championship. Now, I don't know if he's going to challenge for that world title this Tuesday night on Wrestle Wars Genesis, or if he is going to wait until next Sunday night at WCW Slamboree. That is most certainly up to Team Joe Link and the Phenom Joe Lincoln. Joe Link says, I won both lottery numbers last show. Yes, you most certainly did. That was fantastic. Those are different numbers, though. Joe Link, did you have anything in mind as far as your challenge for the World Championship goes, by the way? Are you going to challenge as early as Tuesday night, or were you thinking about Slamboree?
And then while we wait for him to decide,
Honeybee, you are only 30 away from the, I believe it is the channel. Yeah. No. Yeah, it is the channel redemption reward of your choice, and you are only 30 points away, Honeybee, because the number is 555 and you have 585. Oh wait. Joe Link just knocked you right in with a 5-6. That is ghastly. Joe Link, how dare you? Oh, wait, no a minute. Nope, I'm going the wrong way. 585. Yeah, nope. Honeybee's still winning. Today, Joe Link is Big E.
Yeah, I'm Stone Cold.
Ooh, the Rattlesnake. All right, well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Soul Man, Jay Simmons from Team J Negative Gaming. We all know who that is from the Phenomenal Soul, the partner in crime of one Phenom, Joe Lincoln, and, of course, the OG Kurt Jordan. We have Taylor Jones, Alan Severn, the Wolfman, in action tonight. We've got Rock Roberts, a member of the Coalition, in the matchup, and of course the former WCW World Champion and YTD Academy Grand Prix Wrestling Champion from Team Dogface. It is Fat Lad Mitchell Vaughn. Woozy, what do you think? Who do you think takes this matchup?
I'm going with the Wolfman.
You going with the Wolfman on this one? You know what? I'm going with Fat Lad Mitchell Vaughn. You know what? Any one of these savages could win this match. Let's be fair here, right? Let's be fair. Any one of these savages could win this match. Now, I figure Severn and Simmons, because of their long-standing rivalry. Let's not forget, Alan Severn and Jay Simmons had the longest match in Archiver's history. The most violent match in Archiver's history. It was a last man standing, falls, count, anywhere matchup. They were all over the ring. The audience, the locker room, Triple H's office, they went into the back parking lot. Hell, they were on top of the semi-truck trailer where Jay Simmons threw the Wolfman off onto the pavement. And then, if that's not bad enough, if you think that's a little cray-cray, listen to this. For those that don't know, Alan Severn proceeded to get up not one more time, not two more times, but 3 more times, climbed that ladder right back up to the top of the semi-truck trailer, and Jay Simmons threw him back off each and every time. Now that is crazy.
Can I ask why Severn is being Archie out?
It's like, I have no idea. He's been doing that for a while. He's trying to tantalize. It is stirring the pot. Now here's the thing, though. We're not actually sure if there's a big nasty serpent in that sack. You know, where it'd be oppressing an animal. Or if it's simply a big empty sack. Maybe it's got pillows in there. We don't know. It's Severn.
It is Severn, so we gotta question Severn.
All right, so let's see what's going on in the chat room. Did you see the list of legends going to appear on Raw? I did. I'm actually going to get to that in just a few moments. Winnie is carrying a snake to the ring now. Well, I mean, that's not a new thing. He's been doing that for a while.
He calls himself the standard bearer of this division and plans on proving it in a matter of moments.
All right, so anyways, let's see what's going on. I was going to get back to the more information in the dirt sheets here. Now here's some new names revealed for the Royal Rumble card.
Before you get into that, I figured I'd hop on tonight and say hello, give you an update on how I'm doing.
Fantastic.
But I do gotta jump off though.
No problem. Have a great night. Thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
And we'll talk to you soon.
I'll talk to you later.
All right, sounds good. Okay, so this article is by Mark Middleton. And again, it's new names revealed for the WWE Royal Rumble. It's an updated card. So it says new entrants have been confirmed for the WWE Royal Rumble coming out of tonight's SmackDown on Fox episode. Of course, that's last night. Looks like Shayna Baszler, Zelina Vega declared their spots for the 30-woman Royal Rumble match on tonight's SmackDown. That last night's SmackDown. There are now 24 spots open in the Women's Royal Rumble. Baszler and Vega join the following superstars as confirmed participants in the match. So we have Rhea Ripley, Candice LeRae, Liv Morgan, and Raquel Rodriguez. Braun Strowman and Karrion Kross declared their spots for the Men's Royal Rumble match on tonight's SmackDown. This went a bit under the radar, but Omos was confirmed for the Royal Rumble on Monday's Raw. There are now 15 open spots in the 30-man Royal Rumble matchup. Omos, Strowman, and Kross join the following superstars as confirmed entrants. WWE United States Champion Austin Theory, WWE Intercontinental Champion Gunther, WWE NXT Tag Team Champions Kofi Kingston, Ricochet, Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Baron Corbin, Santos Escobar, Rey Mysterio, Cody Rhodes, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre. Now, what bothers me about the United States title and the Intercontinental title should both be on the line. It is one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year. There's no reason that they should be You know, it doesn't make any sense to me. It makes no sense to have your champions in the Royal Rumble when they could be defending those titles. I don't get that. It doesn't. That is terrible booking. I don't care. When anybody says I will fight you, because it is stupid. You know, if you want to have one or the other, fine, but one of those titles should be on the line. It is ridiculous that they have both the United States champion and the Intercontinental champion in the Royal Rumble match. Makes no sense to me. Joe Link says, yeah, I was in Detroit, wish I could have attended. Yeah. I mean, Detroit's not technically all that far away from me. Cyclopsian. What's going on, Cyclopsian? Welcome in. Did we get a shout out for Cyclopsian? Welcome to episode number 442, Cyclopsian. What's new and exciting? They have had, there we go. They have had a history of having them early on in a title fight and then in the Rumble. Yeah, but I don't like that either. I don't like that either. You know, I mean, what are the odds that, you know, let's say your Intercontinental Champion goes through a grueling matchup and either defends or loses the title, yet they're going to go on to the Royal Rumble and somehow have enough in the gas tank to somehow win it. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things I've never liked. But yeah, in my opinion, again, if they want to have one of them in the Royal Rumble, okay, but you shouldn't have both of your mid-card champions. So what? So what? There's no contenders for those titles? Is that what they're telling me? That the last month was so poorly used that they didn't even come up with storylines and angles for their championship belts? Or there's no other rivalries that they could have dug up from months before and continued to, you know, I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get it. You know what I mean? I would want one of my at least one of my champions defending. And then it says there's an NXT champion in the Royal Rumble. And again, I mean, maybe they are defending the titles at some point. Well, I mean, they wouldn't be defending NXT titles at Royal Rumble anyways. I'm just saying. I just threw that out there. That was a poor example, actually. But anyways. So anyways, it's interesting to note that WWE had around 95% of the Rumble entrants announced in 2022. Going into the go-home episode of Raw and SmackDown, they now have half of the lineup for the Men's Rumble announced and just 20% of the Women's Rumble announced. The 2023 WWE Royal Rumble Premium Live event will air on Saturday, January 28th, from the Aladome in San Antonio, Texas. And the updated card. There's a live performance. Hardy performs a sold-out single. There's a 30-man Royal Rumble matchup, 30-woman Royal Rumble matchup, undisputed WWE Universal title match, Raw Women's title match, and a pitch black match with Bray Wyatt and LA Knight. Now, there's another thing. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm super happy that LA Knight is in a program with Bray Wyatt, because those two can light up the screen. But you're telling me, because this is a fairly new thing, right? This is a fairly recent happening. So you're telling me that you can take the time to put LA Knight in a program with Bray Wyatt and book them for Royal Rumble, but you didn't have time to book one of your champions? Well, here's an idea. Maybe put one of those damn titles on Bray Wyatt or LA Knight as they continue to re-solidify themselves as main event players and get back to the world title. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Do you see what I'm saying? Does everybody see what I'm saying here? Do you hear me? I'm talking. Let me talk to you. Do you hear me? Can you hear me? What? How can they not? I don't understand. Like, The people that are booking are they not wrestling fans? Like, are they just friends of people in the business and they just don't watch their own product? I just don't get it. I don't get it. Did I see the Funhouse return? No, I didn't. I haven't watched any wrestling this week at all. I do have to catch up. Ruffy Duffy says, theory, maybe we won't have a match and interrupt the supposedly cover star, John Cena, since there's most likely 2K23 news at the Royal Rumble. Yeah, that could happen. That could happen. I'll tell you, I hope they launch 23 better than they did 22. You know, they're going to use the same game engine, so it should be fairly easy, but we also know that, you know, they're also capable of doing things like releasing patches meant to fix things and screwing your game up worse. So who knows what changes they're going to make, what they're going to do. At the end of the day, there's a real possibility. It's 2K, folks, okay? I'm just going to throw that out there right now. It's 2K. So there's a real possibility that 2K23 won't be playable for the first couple of months. Right? We know that's a possibility. I don't know if they'll take as long to fix it as they did with 22. But if I have... So what happened was... Complete Geek TV, who is a streamer from YouTube and Twitch, gifted the Archerverse with 2K22 so that we could build a better product and offer better quality matches and you know, evolve and we have done that. But if I unless that happens again, if I have to spend my own money on 2K23, I assure you I will stick with 2K22 for at least the first 2 to 3 months. At least the first 2 to 3 months. I will get 23, but I will not buy it at launch. Absolutely, positively, unequivocally fucking no. 2K can suck my ass. I just don't trust them anymore. I just don't trust them anymore. You know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? But anyways, let's see what else is going on in the dirty sheets. Alright, so looks like another big name was confirmed for WWE Raw 30, which is of course next Monday. For, well, this coming Monday, I suppose. So this is from WrestlingNews.co. Paul Davis says another big name has been confirmed for the 30th anniversary episode of WWE Monday Night Raw. Man, there's carnage in that ring. You know, I'm trying to, you know, not make it seem like I'm watching this match while giving you guys the bare cheese, but I so am. What a match. This is crazy. I told you it was going to be a banger. This is a fantastic way to set the tone. These guys are just going to war in this 6-man Extreme Rules style matchup. We got bats and tables. I love it. But anyways, so WWE has added Hulk Hogan to the graphic on their Raw is 30 page. Ric Flair first announced on his podcast that Hogan would be at Raw in Philadelphia. Flair will also be there with other big names such as Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and The Undertaker. Other names announced for Raw 30, Road Dogg, X-Pac, Jerry the King Lawler, Teddy Long, Ron Simmons, who's also Farouk, and Kurt Angle. The Bella Twins were also previously announced. Very cool. I'm actually looking forward to Raw 30. I will definitely be watching it. Here's something interesting from WrestlingHeadlines.com. Joey G wrote this. I don't know if anybody knows who Rene Dupree is, but Rene Dupree slams Goldberg. He says he was so goddamn dangerous in the ring. So it says another major industry name has taken a shot at WWE Hall of Famer Bill Goldberg. On the latest edition of his Cafe de Rene podcast, former WWE star Rene Dupree took shots at the former two-time Universal Champion for being a dangerous worker in the ring, specifically noting his first run in WWE back in 2004 and not his latest run, which started back in 2016. He said as far as talent, Goldberg, yeah, because he was so goddamn dangerous in the ring, but he wasn't there long, too. He didn't even do house shows, man. I think he did 1 or 2 house shows leaks the whole time he was there. I mean, if you can get the deal, go for it. Good for you. Dupree joins Bret the Hitman Hart, who has made it very clear that he does not like Goldberg for ending his career. And you can, of course, if you go to WrestlingHeadlines.com, you can check out the whole article, and there's actually a video of it as well. So, here's something else interesting from WrestlingHeadlines.com. Joey G again says Eric Bischoff recalls the moment he knew WCW was doomed to fail. So WWE Hall of Famer Eric Bischoff recently appeared on the Wrestling Shoot interviews program to discuss a wide range of topics, the most notably the downfall of WCW and the moment he knew the promotion was doomed to fail. He said on the day he knew WCW was doomed to fail and why it would fail. He said, I get called into a meeting and I show up in that meeting and there are 12 or 14 people sitting around a long conference table. Only 2 or 3 of them I even recognize. We got down to the end of the table and this guy, his name was Joe. He was there, president of Turner Ad Sales. He sat there and he said, you know, you need to start producing your show for children and families. Just like I forced WWF to stop doing it because while they were doing that, I was doing what I was doing. I was kicking their ass financially, rating-wise, in every. So now I have somebody who's in charge of ad sales for Turner Broadcasting telling me I have to abandon the very formula that got us to the dance and put us in the #1 position on television. I left that meeting and I went home and I told my wife, I said, I'm going to quit. I'm going to turn in and I'm going to resign. This is fucked up and all this, but by the way, as a result of the AOL Time Warner merger. So I was ready to resign, but it kind of goes against my nature, and I was still very loyal to Ted. I'm thinking, who are these jackasses who don't know anything about my business or the industry in general, or the audience that comes with it? They're telling me what I should be doing with my business. I'm going to go to Ted. Well, little did I know that as a result of that merger, Ted didn't have power anymore. He didn't have any more power than I did, and these people were all this was a little bit of a palace coup. And if you read Turner's book, I can't remember the name of it, but there's a book that Ted Turner wrote that talks about this period of time. So I'm thinking, these jackasses, they're going to be another speed bump in my way. I'm going to go to Ted. I'm going to make this all go away. But the problem is, I never got to Ted. If I would have known that Ted wasn't there and Ted no longer had control, I would have. I absolutely would have resigned because it made no sense. On the clowns, quote-unquote, performers, pundits, and fans who cannot fully grasp how the business end of wrestling fully operates. He said, so when the people talk about, oh, the reason WCW failed is because of the finger poke of doom, or the reason WCW failed is because Sting should have beat Hulk Hogan, and there shouldn't have been a false finish. It's like, if fucking people are like children, you know nothing about the business side of the business because they weren't in those meetings. They weren't exposed to those things that I was exposed to at a very, very high corporate level. They didn't. They weren't there in 1998 when my budget that had already been approved in 1997 was cut in half. They weren't there. They didn't understand. They didn't know that. So all these, the clowns, they were in the ring that didn't understand how the circus really worked. We're the ones that were, they were out there talking about what went wrong with WCW. No, dudes, you're a clown. You're a performer, and by a clown, I don't mean that to, as a shot, but I'm comparing it to the circus. And again, there is a full article that can be viewed if you go to WrestlingHeadlines.com. Another wrestling headlines article by Joey G again. It says WWE reportedly makes major changes, or a major change, sorry, to Raw 30 anniversary segment. So WWE has reportedly made a major change to this Monday's Raw 30th anniversary show. According to PW Insider, the Bloodline acknowledgement segment, which was going to feature members of the Dynasty praising Roman Reigns, has been cut and will now be replaced with the trial of Sami Zayn. Reports are that this change was made due to the events that occurred on last night's SmackDown. Aside from the segment change, Raw 30th Anniversary is still set to feature a ton of legendary names like Hulk Hogan, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and more. I mean, it's probably quite likely that the reason they're changing it is also due to the fact that The Rock might not, or at this point is not, I'm not sure, I shouldn't say it is not, because we don't know that for sure. There's nothing to validify what I just said or solidify that. So, but it's likely that they're changing it just in case The Rock is not going to be at WrestleMania 30, and I would imagine they were going to have him a part of that segment in some form, some manner, right? So it would make sense to change things up, and at least they had a plan to do so, you know? But, all right. Wow, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. That is all. The winner of the match and the new Pure Wrestling Champion from Team Rock Roberts, representing the Coalition. He is Rock Roberts, and he is your new Pure Wrestling Champion. So congratulations. Big win by Rock Roberts. Look, he's bleeding all over the place. That was a big, nasty cut on the man's forehead. Big win, though, for Rock Roberts. Congratulations. And we're going to move on to the second match of the evening. What a way to start the night. That was a beast of a match. Beast of a match. I'll be honest, I didn't think Rock Roberts was going to win that. Did anybody else think Rock Roberts was going to win that match? I just didn't. I mean, he is a member of the Coalition. I just didn't think he was going to win, though. I really did not. Cyclopsian says, even with the 5-second delayed pin count, right? Wolfie Duffy says, Rene Dupree, major industry star. Well, I mean, he kind of is. I mean, he's wrestled in a lot of promotions, and he's got a lot of respect in the business. I could even see him, when they get desperate, being put into the Hall of Fame. If he isn't already, I don't think he is, though, but I could see him even going into the Hall of Fame. He was actually a decent wrestler, too, not to mention. I know a lot of people have weird opinions of Rene Dupree, but at the end of the day, he was a good wrestler. He really was. He was in the wrong era. Rene Dupree was in the wrong era. He would have been bigger. He could have been bigger. But anyway. Did anybody think Roberts was going to win that match? Because I just didn't. Again, he's a part of the Coalition with Elijah Archer and everybody. I really, really, if we were betting, I would not have put my money on Rock Roberts. I would not have. All right, so let's move on to the next match of the evening, shall we? Congratulations again to Team Rock Roberts and, of course, their client, Rock Roberts. All right, next match of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, is a one-on-one single fall takes it all, baby. And it is David Morales from Team David the Zed Fighter taking on Double J, Jeff Jarrett. And, of course, David the Zed Fighter used to be Mr. Vegito Pro, for those that don't know. So if we could get a shout-out for David the Zed Fighter, or the Z Fighter, as you, most of you Americans like to say. The Z Fighter. David the Z Fighter. capital on the D. I believe the Z as well. Although it's not case sensitive anyways by the time you're finished with it all. But in any case, here we go. David the Zed Fighter, Double J Jeff Jarrett, single fall, takes it all. Match number 2. Let's go! Alright, while these guys are making their way to the ring, the host of the most must visit the facilities. My bladder is screaming. It is time to drain the dragon. I shall return.
So with this blade, together we will grow strong and our communities will remain strong by our constant support for one another's endeavors. With the said here, skipping the rest. Distinct Cone has invaded the compound and joined Archer's army.
Oh, DC! Good thing I hadn't quite left yet. I got stuck watching David Morales' intro. I apologize. But anyways, yo, DC invading the compound with 4 villains! What's going on, DC? Can we get a shout out for DC, please? DC has been streaming quite frequently, and she had an absolutely rockin' stream going on earlier. I was there for quite a large period of it, doing the mod duties for her and shouting people out. Well, actually, I'm a VIP there. I'm not a mod, but I was shouting people out for her and watching her do her thing. It was an absolutely great time. She has some great people coming in there and watching her content and enjoying the community. So yeah, make sure you go check out Distinct Cone. It is a great time. She's a great human being, and you will have a good time, not just watching her do her thing, but of course with the great people that are coming into the community to also watch Distinct Cone. So, absolutely appreciate that. Thank you, Joe Link. Or was it Life? It was somebody. Glenola is here. I thought he was going to bed. Glenola! Hi, Archer. I will be lurking, probably going back to sleep soon. Oh, well, thank you for the lurk, Glenola. I didn't even see you sneak in. Thank you very much, Glenola. Glenola, of course, for those that are newer to the Archiverse, is the other person you usually hear at my side. The co-host with the most is Glenola from the Glenolaverse. He's not feeling as well as he, he's not feeling well tonight, so he's not on the broadcast. He's taking care of himself and getting some rest, getting better, so that way tomorrow night, when we go live at the Shark Tank for episode number 13 of YTD Academy Live, he can, of course, be where he's supposed to be. At the side of the host of the most, he is the co-host of the most must-see show on Twitch TV, the very best in fantasy wrestling excellence, bar none, period. And, of course, he helped build the building that's on the foundation of the single greatest promotion in the history of professional wrestling. Anyways, now that I've done all that, now I have to pee worse than I did. I might pee my pants. So I'm going to go right now. I'll be back. I blame DC. DC, this is your fault. I shall return.
For mercy. Across the way, the man who's rededicated his focus. Someone who's been spending extra time training and scouting for his competition. Off the top. He paid for that one. Oh, man, big time. Reversal on top of reversal. Sequence of reversals there. Whatever's playing here can't be good. Ooh, pinpointing the trachea. He's returning fire. No, that'll break his arm. Vicious.
See a complete list of champions from each respective brand. Simply TAB. WCWS. YTB into the channel.
Are we going to see it? Oh, what a crossface. I'm not quite sure if this man shouldn't tap out. This is about... Oh, look at... Oh, man. One blow, all it took. Incoming. He's getting a huge boost right now from all those chants and cheers. Yes, he didn't come here to watch him boast and taunt. Nasty. He is going to take this match as long and as far as he needs to.
Thank you for helping out in
This could be an opportunity. Targeting the arm now. Working the midsection there.
Where is quiet? Is Archer gone?
Delivering the suplex. He's got the answer for that one. Counter. And now there's an opening. And scene. Skull-crushing finale. And shoulders are down. Oh, he kicked out. The end was in sight.
I am here.
Here's a cover. And he gets the shoulder up before two. He is certainly sending a message, getting his shoulder up before two.
I have returned. Appreciate your patience, as does my bladder, as a matter of fact. Ooh, nice swinging neck breaker by Double J. David Morales having a little trouble with Jeff Jarrett, I see. All right, so where were we? Thank you, DC. Appreciate that. I'm just going to catch up on the chat real quick, see what I've missed, just in case you villainous bastards are up to anything. Joe Link says Rock Roberts. What? Oh, who won the Pure Wrestling match? Yeah, it was Rock Roberts. He ended up winning. Big nasty gash over his forehead, though. Took a beating. That's why I didn't think he was. I should have. At the end, I wasn't paying as much attention to the match as I was initially, so I don't even know how he managed to win that match. And that's. I guess I haven't missed much of anything as far as chat goes. Excellent. Leo the King is in the house. Boss is not here before you ask Leo the King. I imagine. I think. I'm gonna guess. Maybe when he gets home from work, he might join us. But I believe he is still at work. I'm not 100% sure, though. But welcome in, Leo the King. Appreciate you being here. Episode number 442, WCW Starrcade, the road to WCW Slamboree heating up. And a storm is brewing. Morales going for a pinfall here on Double J. Oh, 2 count only. Damn. All right, let's see what else, if there's anything interesting going on with the dirt sheets. Well, here's something from ringside. It's just more news about the trial of Sami Zayn, but that was crazy. Oh, kicked right in the face. Anyways, trial of Sami Zayn added to the Raw 30th anniversary show. Ringside news. We're just going to have a quick look at that. And this is by Satoshi Saina. I probably butchered that, but anyways. So WWE has officially announced a new segment for their upcoming Raw 30th anniversary special show next week, this coming Monday. The segment stems from the events on the latest episode of WWE SmackDown. Now, I haven't watched SmackDown yet, so I actually don't even know what happened. But anyways, for those of you that have already seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But Kevin Owens sat down with Roman Reigns for a contract signing segment for their Universal title match at the Royal Rumble. Owens ambushed the Bloodline and powerbombed Reigns through a table before signing the contract. Then Sami came down to the ring a little too late, thus putting himself in trouble. Sami is now set for trial on the upcoming Raw 30th special show. WWE made the announcement on Twitter to confirm Sami Zayn's segment for the upcoming January 22nd show. WWE tweeted out this big announcement that Sami Zayn is set to go on trial. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is all. The winner of the match, David Morales from Team David, the Zed Fighter. Congratulations. Oh, look at this. Are we going to have a little show of sportsmanship here? We are indeed. Double J shaking the hand of David Morales, a rising star from YTD Academy. Big win under his belt, given opportunity here tonight on WCW Starrcade by the Severns. And he made the most of a big victory for David Morales over Double J. All right, let's move on to the next match of the night. And here we go. It is time for Team Techno and Mnemonics to hit the squared circle as they face Bill Goldberg in one-on-one action. This is another single fall wins it all matchup. Who do you guys think is taking home the big W? Is it going to be Mnemonics or Bill Goldberg? What do you think? What do you guys think? Sound off in the chat. Let me know. Tell me what you think. Is it going to be Goldberg or Mnemonics? What do you think? Mnemonics or Goldberg? Goldberg or Mnemonics? Titan G. In the house, we got Leo the King. We got Titan G. That means we have 2/3 of the Public Enemy in the house. Doing good, Titan G. How you doing? Appreciate you stopping by. Episode number 442. Less than 2 weeks away until the first big stream per view of 2023. Titan G. It is just around the corner. WCW Slamboree.
The new jackpot number for the chance to win a channel redemption of your choice is 555.
Okay, so the announcement said breaking. After the events of last night's SmackDown, the Bloodline will hold a trial court for the trial of Sami Zayn this Monday at 8/7 Central. On Raw is 30 on the USA Network. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I just bring you this. They have been selling to us that The Rock feels he does not have enough time, apparently, to become ring ready. They have thrown at us that the backup plan is to have Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns go to battle at WrestleMania. We've been throwing a lot of curveballs. I would assume that, seeing how the rest of the Samoan dynasty was going to be there, The Rock might have been even there for Raw 30 to take part in the original segment. Now, what that doesn't say, what that ad, that breaking ad from WWE does not say is that there will be no acknowledgement ceremony, that The Rock will not be there. It just says, and I quote, the trial of Sami Zayn has been added. It doesn't say replacing. It doesn't say that. Those words are not there. It literally says has been added to the Raw 30 show. So, all of the previous that were, being considered potentially not happening, or that's what they wanted us to believe anyways, could simply just be curveballs. Throw us off. Bullshit. You know what I'm saying? What do you guys think?
How are you?
Do you guys think that? I mean, let's not forget that Rikishi and everybody already went out on Twitter and said they were going to be there for that. They were going to be there for the show. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys think that the acknowledgement ceremony may be happening in a slightly different fashion because of the court happening as well? But do you think that still takes place? Or do they just tell the whole dynasty, oh, well, never mind, we're going to do something different? You know what I mean? They had plans, they were advertising it on social media, etc.
Yeah, I think it still takes place.
Joe Link says, yeah, I think it still takes place. Yeah, I mean, I think so too. TC says, I don't think. Good but tired. How are you, Titan G?
To throw people off.
I think they're trying to throw people. Yeah, that's exactly what I think they're doing. I think they're trying to throw us curveballs because they still want to have some sort of level of excitement, some level of surprise. You know what I mean? An element of surprise to the Raw 30 show. Hard to do that if they're all talking about it, right? So they're doing a very good job of backpedaling here. And again, things may transpire a little differently now because, again, they've got that added segment for the court, but that doesn't mean that the acknowledgement ceremony doesn't happen thereafter, right? Maybe part of the court is Sami Zayn has to re-acknowledge Roman Reigns, and then they could carry on from there. I don't know. I'm just saying I don't buy. I think that it still. I'm with Joe Link. I think it still happens in some fashion. All right. I think that's pretty much it for the dirt sheets, really. Everything else seems to be pretty much repeat story. Here's something interesting. This is from yesterday. I don't know how I missed it. So we'll read one more thing. It's Mark Middleton, WrestlingHeadlines.com. And it says, backstage news on how WWE feels about the women's division, Royal Rumble surprises, Ronda Rousey, and more. And before I get right into it, let's get this next match of the evening underway. Matchup number 3, it is Pneumonics versus Bill Goldberg. Let's go. Single fall wins it all, baby.
Do you think Raw?
All right, so WWE officials have recently held sets of meetings to discuss plans for the Royal Rumble. A new report from Fightful Select notes that while several veterans have contacted WWE about making Rumble appearances, WWE is leaning away from that in some cases in favor of what they call non-traditional surprises. That's interesting. I'd like to actually know what they mean by that. So with uncertainty of what that meant, WWE creative writers and producers have been soliciting pitches for such a thing. Officials were adamant in 2022 about not using any WWE NXT superstars, but it remains to be seen if that has changed with the Chief Content Officer, Triple H. It was previously reported that WWE had plans for Ronda Rousey to work the Rumble, but it wasn't clear if that meant she will be in the 30-woman Royal Rumble match or some other bout, perhaps a match with SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. Now, this new report on Rousey states that as of last week, Rousey wasn't actually planned for the Rumble event. At the time she lost the title to Flair, plans can always change, however, but it was also noted that until December, Rousey was scheduled to work a singles match at the Rumble. WWE is said to be very confident in their women's roster due to all the call-ups and hires from last year, and with how this will play out into the women's Royal Rumble match. In 2022, WWE had to call in several veterans because of mass releases left them with a depleted roster. And it just lists, after that, it just lists what matches are scheduled to take place, and we've already gone over that. So, that looks like it's pretty much it for the dirt sheets for the night. So, that said, I'll probably move on to my first list of the evening. Joe Link wants to know, do you think Raw will open with the old music intro for the 30th anniversary? I do think that. I think it'll be the old Raw is War theme music with, of course, the Raw is 30 logo replacing the Raw is War logo. But yeah, I do think that. I mean, they should do that. What are your thoughts on that? Or anybody else? Does anybody else have any thoughts on that? Joe Link is wondering about whether or not they'll have the old Raw's War intro music for the Raw's 30 anniversary show. What do you guys think?
Well, they did make a version of it and posted it on IG.
Honeybee says, well, they did make a version of it and posted it on Instagram. That's true. She's right, they did do that. I forgot about that. So, chances are, Joe Link, that probably will happen, right? Probably will happen. Alright, so, my first list of the night, this is by the Sportster, and it was by Mark Ryan. And it is a list from, actually this list is exactly 1 year old. It was, oh well, this is the 21st still technically. Depending on what time zone you are, it might be exactly 1 year old, but it is from January 22nd of 2022. So it is 10 wrestling returns that went shockingly great. So I assume these are returns people didn't think would really move a needle, and in fact ended up doing so. So wrestling returns don't always go as planned, but these wrestlers were able to come back without skipping a beat. It's been said that time off is a wrestler's worst enemy. The grind of bumping and extraordinary cardiovascular conditioning is best endured without interruption.
There is no reason for him to be out here.
Looks like we got somebody interfering here. I don't see anybody. And I'm not really entirely sure whose theme music that was. Somebody was definitely trying to throw Goldberg off. And Pneumonics is taking full advantage. The YTD Academy Submission Wrestling Champion is all over Bill Goldberg at the moment. After Bill Goldberg was distracted by somebody's theme music. Oh, look at this sleeper hold. He's got a Coquina Clutch locked in. Goldberg fighting it, though. He is fighting it. Oh! Drove the back of his head right into the face of Pneumonic. Good God. Anyways. So in many cases, wrestlers have made a return to the ring to less than stellar results. However, occasionally a wrestler makes a return to the ring and stuns the fans by performing at the same level or pretty close to as when they were at their physical peak. So here are some wrestling returns that shocked the fans in terms of how well they went down. So number 10 on the list is Shane McMahon. So though it was brought about by sheer necessity when Shane McMahon returned in 2016, fans weren't really sure what to expect. Shane was never a trained wrestler, but he became known as much for his in-ring performances as he was for being the only son of Vince McMahon that we know of. During a... Yeah. I went there. Anyways, during a segment on Raw, it was announced that Shane was booked to wrestle The Undertaker at WrestleMania 32. To up the stakes, it was announced that the match would take place inside Hell in a Cell. Not only did Shane create one of the most visually spectacular moments in WWE history by jumping off of the cell, he would go on to have several more quality performances in the coming years. Number 9. Well, this is interesting. Number 9 is Goldberg. Fitting, seeing how he's in the ring battling Pneumonics right now. But when Goldberg was featured in the 2K17 video game, no one would have predicted what was to come. After more than a decade away from the wrestling business, Goldberg would return to the ring, completely squash Brock Lesnar in 90 seconds. Since then, Goldberg has gone on to capture several world titles and headline multiple marquee events. It hasn't come without controversy, as some fans feel Goldberg has taken away from spots from more deserving full-time talent. What can't be denied is that Goldberg is arguably an even bigger attraction than his original run that started over 20 years ago. I mean, that could be argued, mostly because when he started his original run, nobody knew really who he was. He was a football player, right? A football player turned wrestler. It's not like he had overnight success. He didn't become one of the biggest household names in pro wrestling overnight. So yeah, you could argue that the run he's had is far better than his original run. Maybe not in terms of the fact that, wow, that is it, that is all, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of the match with the big 3 count on Bill Goldberg from Team Techno, it is Pneumonics with the big W. Pneumonics, I'm still trying to figure. Apparently, again, I don't have any information to validate, but apparently Pneumonics, a member of the Weapons of Mass Destruction. By the way, the Weapons of Mass Destruction have picked up tag team championships lately. You know, Mnemonics became the Submission Wrestling Champion. That was another championship added to their faction. I mean, they are collecting a lot of championships for their trophy case. It is crazy. Team Dogface and the OG Invaders of the Archerverse. Absolutely insane what they have been, what they've been able to do since their original invasion. How many championships they've won. The success of not just singles competition, but their faction. Crazy. But congratulations to Mnemonics. And of course, Team Techno. Big W over Bill Goldberg. Alright, so before I get further into this article, I'll go ahead and get the next match of the night underway. And of course, we have to read. Oh, no, that was it about Goldberg, I guess. Alright, so we're moving on to number 8 in a minute. Alright, here we go. Matchup number 4. And here we go. Another YTD Academy sensation. Been tearing up the scene over at YTD Academy. Damian Dallas taking on the Hulkster. The immortal Hollywood Hulk Hogan. 1v1 action, a single fall takes it all. What do you guys think? Damian Dallas, he was the junior wrestling champion. He, of course, decided not to cash that in right away and ended up trying to defend the championship and losing. We, of course, have a brand new junior wrestling champion. Neither here nor there tonight, looking to get back into the spotlight. And, of course, if he's able to topple the immortal Hollywood Hulk Hogan, that would certainly catapult him as far as status and ranking goes on the roster. But what do you guys think? Can Damian Dallas regroup and defeat Hollywood Hulk Hogan, or does the Hulkster wrap those 24-inch pythons around that neck and choke it out? Yes. What do you guys think? I don't know. I think I'm going to go with... you know what? I'm going to go with Hulk Hogan on this one. I'm going to back the Hulkster here. What about you guys? What do you guys think? But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, Damian Dallas, the immortal Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Dallas. Let's go. All right, so DC says Damian Dallas is going to win. Joling says, why wouldn't Goldberg get a pop on his return? Well, exactly. I mean, although there are people that do not like Goldberg. I mean, I don't like... I mean, let's face it. In his original run, when he was first in the business, he was still very green, and he was a... He was a different human being back then. But yeah, he was dangerous back then. You know, he did not work safely. But he wasn't taught to. Right? He wasn't taught to, so there's that. It doesn't excuse it, you know. But if you're not taught how to work safely, then chances are you're not going to do so, right? It just is what it is. But anyways, all right. Back to my list. So number 8 on this list is Lita. So when it was announced in late 2017, the WWE Hall of Fame, the WWE would be, I was going to call her a Hall of Famer, would be holding the very first all-women's Royal Rumble match. It became something of a celebration of women's wrestling. The event wouldn't have been complete without one of the most influential female wrestlers of all time, Lita. Lita looked good in the Rumble match, but she would look even better later in the year when she would be part of the Evolution pay-per-view. Fast forward to now, and Lita has been announced for the 2022 Women's Rumble once again. The former Team Extreme member has not lost a step during her time away from the Squared Circle. All right, number 7, CM Punk. And if Glenola has not already passed out, he's going to love this one. He is a huge CM Punk fan. Huge CM Punk fan is Glenola. But anyways, in August 2021, perhaps the most anticipated return in pro wrestling history took place on AEW Rampage. After a 7-year absence, the straight-edge superstar once again created one of the most organically sensational moments of all time. After an incredible promo, the jury was still out on whether Punk could still go in the ring. Punk would silence all the doubters and his own concerns by having a great match with Darby Allin at the AEW All Out pay-per-view. CM Punk is now right back where he belongs, and that's inside a wrestling ring. Now, that was as of January 22nd of 2022. Obviously, that he's not still actively wrestling at the moment. All right, so number 6 on this list is Shawn Michaels. So in 2022, after a 4-year absence from competition, the Heartbreak Kid would return at SummerSlam to work with his good friend Triple H. The match was one that came as a beautiful surprise from virtually everyone when it was nearly a 5-star affair. There's a reason why Shawn is considered one of the greatest of all time, and he proved it in one of the best comebacks in WWE history. Michaels would go on to wrestle for 8 more years, reaching even greater heights than he previously had. HBK would prove that true talent is truly timeless. All right, and before I move on to number 5, we're just going to catch up in the chat.
You can feel it when Hogan enters the ring. There is no more powerful force in WWE.
All right, let's see here.
Oh, the goosebumps are forming all over my skin, Michael.
Yeah, he can't stop talking how top of the line wrestler CM Punk is. Yeah, I mean, Glenola's a huge fan, I'm telling you. In Glenola's words, he is the shit. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Honeybee Wrestling says HBK is my greatest of all time. Well, Honeybee, you probably join a lot of people with that sentiment. He is definitely one of the greatest of all time. Definitely the greatest showman of all time. Mr. WrestleMania for a reason. You know, it wasn't because he won every WrestleMania. It was because he would put on a stellar performance each and every WrestleMania that he was a part of. He put on a clinic every time. You know, pulled at all the stops. But I mean, for anybody that's familiar with Shawn Michaels, that's not going to surprise you at all, right? You already know this. Oh, we got another oh, look at this! It is War the Machine. What the hell is War the Machine doing out there? Oh, look at this, Hogan from behind taking advantage. What is War the Machine doing out there helping Hollywood Hulk Hogan? What is this rubbish? The Wolfpack again inserting themselves into people. I mean, why do they need to be involved in Damian Dallas's business? I mean, what is the correlation there? I mean, is it upsetting to the Wolfpack that Damian Dallas has become successful? I mean, I'm confused right now. What is War the Machine doing out there? Where's Glenola? Glenola? We have a question for the leader of the Wolfpack here. We would like an answer. What was War the Machine doing out there involving himself in a matchup between Damian Dallas and Hollywood Hulk Hogan? And of course right now he's going to pretend that he's not actually watching the show and he is just simply sleeping. Right? He is just sleeping with the show on. Right? Because look, see? He is not lurking, he is watching, probably having a bowl of ice cream. Watching the show, as he should. The greatest wrestling show on the face of the planet. War doesn't like Damian Dallas or so, well, clearly. But the question is why? What is the correlation there?
Are we seconds away from seeing the
TC says, let the man sleep. He is not sleeping. He is not sleeping. He's got a big fat bowl of ice cream, probably with chocolate chips and chocolate sauce. And he is watching the very best in fantasy wrestling excellence, bar none, period. He's watching Damian Dallas and Hulk Hogan. He's watching a member of his faction, namely War the Machine, involve himself yet again in somebody else's business. All right, but anyways. So number 5 on this list is PCO. So in what has to be considered one of the most shocking comebacks of all time, PCO took the wrestling world by storm when he re-emerged as an entirely different animal. The real-life Carl Ouellet went through several different gimmicks throughout the 90s before disappearing from the scene altogether. When he returned as PCO, he was seemingly a completely different person. The version of Carl Ouellet was fearless and masochistic. Moving around the ring like a 25-year-old rookie, PCO would go on to capture the ROH World title and has since signed with Impact. Life is Great says, does Will realistically like anyone, though? Yeah, that's a fair point. TC says he can't help it if they're arguing. Both fair points.
That is just insulting.
All right, so number 4 on this list is Trish Stratus. So in 2018, Trish Stratus would return to the ring for the first ever Women's Royal Rumble match. Since that time, Stratus has gone on to create several great moments, including a stellar outing with Charlotte at SummerSlam in 2019. Trish would originally step away from... Wow! Look at that! I was right! Oh, man! Of course, it's a match that I can't actually bet on that I would, get correct. But anyways, the winner of the match, ladies and gentlemen, the immortal Hollywood Hulk Hogan is your victor. Big, huge win for Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Back to the drawing board for Damian Dallas and for Hulk Hogan. It is full steam ahead towards the main event scene. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Hulkster over the next couple of weeks. All right, so before we get to the next match, I'll just quickly go down. In 2018, Trish Stratus would return to the ring for the first ever Women's Royal Rumble match. Since that time, Stratus has gone on to create several great moments, including a stellar outing with Charlotte at SummerSlam in 2019. Trish would originally step away from the ring in 2006 after winning the women's title from longtime foe and friend Lita. Trish looked as comfortable between the ropes as she ever did before. Upon her return, it seems to be seen, but it's highly likely that Trish Stratus will go on to have several more great matches before she is truly done. And the immortal Hollywood Hulk Hogan doing a little pose down for the fans who are on their feet. Everybody loves the Hulkster. Big win over Damian Dallas. As we await to move on to the next match of the evening. And the next match of the evening is going to be a banger. Believe me, you don't want to miss this one. Here we go. Next match of the night. Time to rock and roll. Get that electricity revved up, ramped up, and ready to roll. Check this out. This is a monstrous 8-man tag team matchup. On the left, we have, representing the Wolfpack, Carino, Sinister Farmer from Team Cornhusk Show. We have GGP, the Greek god Papa Don, representing Team Glenola. To his immediate right, it is Robodex. And Robodex, beside him on his immediate right, it is Kyle Riley from Team Life is Great. And, of course, Robodex, the latest incarnation of Poindexter. And he is ready to lay the law down against the monsters that be. They are the natural disasters. King Kong Bundy, Psycho Sid Vicious, Andre the Giant, and Bruiser Brody. And this is going to be one hell of a barn burner. Tell me, guys, what do you think? Who is winning this match? Will it be the natural disasters, or will it be the Wolfpack? What do you think? Joe Lake says, it's not RoboCop. It is not RoboCop. It is Robodex. But what do you guys think? Who's winning the match? Is it going to be the Wolfpack, or is it going to be the natural disasters? Who are you picking? That is what I want to know. But without further ado, let's go. It is the Wolfpack. Carino Sinister Farmer, GGP, Robodex, Kyle Riley, King Kong Bundy, Psycho, Sid Vicious, Andre the Giant, and Bruiser Brody. Let's go.
I have to go with Wolfpack.
All right. So this is actually a 8-man tag to brag elimination style matchup, so it is going to be an absolute thrill ride. All right, so let's get back to my list here. So number 3 on the list is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. So at WrestleMania 25, Chris Jericho was originally supposed to wrestle actor Mickey Rourke, who had starred in the critically acclaimed film The Wrestler. When Rourke backed out of the match, it was decided that Jericho would work a handicap match with 3 WWE legends. The legends would be Roddy Piper, Jimmy Snuka, and Ricky Steamboat. While Snuka and Piper did the best they could within their physical limitations, Steamboat would dazzle absolutely everyone by having a fantastic outing with Chris Jericho. In fact, this was the match where the now infamous "You Still Got It" chant was first used by the attending audiences. And look at that, the Wolfpack with 2 world championships. They have the WCW World Championship wrapped around the waist of Psychosis Kyle Riley, and of course Robodex, the reigning defending YTD Academy Grand Prix Wrestling Champion. And here come their opponents. Weighing in at an astronomical amount, they are the Natural Disasters, and this is going to be one hell of a match. I have been excited about this match all day. It has been trending worldwide. People are excited to see the Wolfpack go to battle against these 4 monsters. All right, so number 2 on the list is the Rated R Superstar, Edge. So when Edge's music hit at the 2020 Royal Rumble, it was one of the most emotionally cathartic moments in recent wrestling history. Edge had been forced into retirement in 2011, and it was assumed that he would never be able to compete again. Since that time, Edge has gone on to have multiple Match of the Year candidates. That level that Edge is currently performing at is virtually unfathomable. He has cemented his legacy as one of the all-time greats and continues to outdo himself. Number 1, last but not least on this list, the Icon, Sting. So the story of the man called Sting most seems like comic book level fiction. At 62 years old, Sting is still competing inside the ring. Even more impressive is he is working some of the most well-conditioned and talented stars today. In AEW, Sting is an absolutely timeless gem, and he continues to defy logic. There's no telling how long the ride is going to last, but we would be well informed to enjoy it as it does, because we are witnessing Sting create history as we speak.
Look at this.
All right, so again, that list was by the Sportster. Mark Ryan published it January 22nd, 2022, so exactly 1 year ago today. 10 wrestling returns that went shockingly great. Again, number 10 was Shane McMahon. Number 9 was Bill Goldberg. Number 8 was Lita. Number 7, CM Punk, or as the great Glenola would say about his absolute favorite star, BM Punk. He is the shit. Or maybe he would say he is shit. Not really sure about that one. Joe Link, you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong on it. Does he say he is the shit, or he is shit? I don't know. His favorite wrestler of all time, I guess his is shit doesn't make any sense. So in August 2021, perhaps the most anticipated return in pro wrestling history, of course, is what Gloma would love to hear, right? Just a little bit of a recap of that part of the site of the article for the great Glenola. His favorite wrestler of all time, CM Punk, ladies and gentlemen. CM Punk. Number 8 on the list, or sorry, 6 on the list was Shawn Michaels. Number 5 was PCO. Number 4, Trish Stratus. Number 3, Ricky Steamboat. Number 2, the Rated R Superstar Edge. And number 1 was the Icon Sting. All right, that wraps up the first list of the evening. All right, and before we get into our next list, I'm actually going to go ahead and take a quick break and get myself a beverage, as my throat is getting just a wee bit dry. But I shan't be long. And in the meantime, Joe Link, life is great. I don't know, tell some jokes. Make them laugh. Tell some funny, I don't know, tell some funny anecdotes. I don't care. Either way, enjoy the match, because this is going to be a good one. It is going to be a great match between the monsters of the Archerverse, actually the monsters of WCW, to be fair, and of course the Wolfpack. And I will be right back.
He's staring his opponent down, getting into that zone. Getting set up for something in the corner.
The bartender says, "Why the long face?" Lol.
And a drop kick. Picture perfect. He's got to know he's in harm's way here.
There are more planes in the ocean than there are submarines in the sky. I think that's plain to see.
Taken out from high above. You're going to be
My
some
dashboard
special
is looking so I can still communicate when I'm at the concession
This could
stand.
turn things around. Big punch finds its mark.
We battle of this great room. Energy face with tears of joy.
No, it was aggression, just pure brutality. Come on, easy. Buckle up. This is gonna hurt. Still going. Good grief. Caught with a DDT. Cover. He's able to beat a 2 count. We are this far into the match. Where is this energy coming from? He made the tag. Cooking with gas now.
What happens when a strawberry runs into the street answer traffic jam? Features of course, like
after the ankle here. No, an ankle breaker.
the eye-catcher back at PhD as a physician.
Stomping away. He's feeling the effects of that last hit. Kick right to the midsection. Going up to the top. What are we going to see here?
Why bounty sharks eat clowns answer they taste funny.
Dragon sleeper
The new
locked in.
jackpot number for a chance to win a channel redemption of your choices. 555. The number to win a TV championship matches. 0. Skipping balls. Emoji rolling on the floor answer. 2.
Goodness. Get out the tag. Going for it. Crossface submission is in. He's already spending that purse. Well, this isn't going to win the fight. Tap all you want, but in this case, a surrender does not grant you a reprieve. And that is
A competitor has been eliminated.
Boom, what a punch. Ooh, stiff punch.
Brody is gone.
Punch right in the head. Look at this. Off on the rope. He's tagging out.
I made a pun about the ring, but it's close.
So close.
I found a spider in my house. My wife said to take it out instead of killing him. I haven't had a few drinks, turns out he is a recticid.
Big knee. And right between the shoulder blades. One of the best to ever do that move. Oh no, I thought it was over. Oh, grief, this is chaotic. Come on, ref. There's some power behind that punch.
Great match
Got
so
him set
far
up in the
down.
corner of the ring. Oh, and a reversal. And that will... Here we go again.
Just about done by the
Does he have
way.
a winning hand now? 2 count. A kick out. I don't believe it. Within inches of victory, only to have it snatched away. This match just keeps getting more
How is
and more
getting such
exciting.
by these
When your
giants?
opponent can hang after all that, you're wondering if earning a win might just be impossible.
We're reaching a point where these superstars must be hurt, must be vulnerable. And who's going to find a way to capitalize on that vulnerability?
That'll turn your lights out. The damage he's taken is starting to pile up.
A wee bit.
Andre counters.
Lost with ease.
I'm just making a copy.
The Giant connecting with a solid shot.
Look at this. He just tossed away.
Did we lose the remote already?
He reverses it.
delicious bean, emoji beans, juice, emoji cup with
I
straw.
didn't see anything.
No.
How in the
There he
world
is,
do these
LOL.
superstars have anything left at this point?
The arena's thinking the same thing. All eyes are focused on this moment.
P.S. Nothing.
Timing with that reversal. Oh, shot to the side of the face. He's done. Tagged in.
Farmer is knocked out.
Here we go.
You ready for it?
Hoping to end it here.
This is it.
He keeps his team in the match. Up the ropes. He manages to escape it. And the ring he goes. Tossed into the corner. Double underhook applied. Just carrying the opposition anywhere they want. Remarkable power being shown here. Staggering to his feet, but he won't like what's coming next. He has a task at hand, but prefers to be showboating right now.
Farmer is jiggling. He's just jumping up and down from the ring. LOL.
Stomping down. Oh, get ready to drop that bone.
Holy cow, a taste of his own medicine. We're about to see.
It's a wrap. That's gotta be it. Great win. Counter.
You are not alone in your shock, Cole. We all thought that was it. Feed off the WWE Universe. This place is starting to rock.
I've returned. Sorry about that. Took a little longer than expected. What a match, though, so far. Good God. And can you believe there's only been one elimination thus far? I'm shocked that there's only been one elimination. And even more shocked, to be fair, that it was Bruiser Brody that went out first.
Head scissors on.
Life says Farmer's jittery. He's jumping up and down from the ropes. If the Wolfpack could stop picking fights outside the ring, that would be great, yeah. Thank you, DC. DC, the VIP of the Army. Look at Robodex, he wants in on the action. Alright, so I do have another list. This list, again, is by thesportster.com. And it is by Aiden Pena. And this is actually a fairly new list. It was actually published January 12th of this year. So this is 10 great WWE mid-card matches that were overshadowed by the main event. So it says, sometimes a great mid-card match can overshadow the main event, but here are 10 WWE pay-per-views where great mid-card matches were still overshadowed by the main event match. But you know what's funny about that is we're about to read this article about that happen. But I mean, isn't that what's supposed to happen? You know what I mean? I mean, to me, the way that it's worded, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, I will stand corrected, but to me, the way they're wording it, as if it's some big surprise that a mid-card match would be overshadowed by the main event. You know, the main event, the main feature, the main attraction. Right? The main reason everybody's there. So I don't know, it's just weird how they're wording it. You know, even the article itself 10 great matches that were overshadowed. And then they go on to say that, you know, some mid-card matches overshadow main event, and that has happened. Right? That has happened. There has been mid-card matches that overshadowed the main event match. I'm fully aware of that. Right? But I mean, the main event match should overshadow the mid-card match. I'm just saying. Alright, so the main event match of a WWE event is supposed to be the biggest event of the show. History has shown that the last match is not always the main event match. Many feel Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels was the best match at WrestleMania 10, even though it was a mid-card booking. Which, by the way, if that was to be done now, you know, they would have found a way to make that at least the co-main, right? So WWE fans also often argue that The Rock versus Hollywood Hogan exceeded the WrestleMania 18 main event by a long shot. Other times, a WWE main event is so good it's hard to remember the great matchups that preceded it. The list will examine 10 great mid-card matches overshadowed by the main event. Joe Link said Sid got eliminated. Yep, Kyle counted him out. Go, Kyle! Thanks for the update. Appreciate that. Okay. So, number 10. Mick Foley and Lita versus Terry Funk, Tommy Dreamer, and Beulah McGillicuddy. It was overshadowed by Rob Van Dam and John Cena. WWE ECW One Night Stand 2006. Now, why would it even be a surprise that John Cena and Rob Van Dam would overshadow a mid-card match? But anyway, so ECW One Night Stand 2006 will always be remembered as the night that ECW was reborn in WWE. Rob Van Dam battled John Cena in a match that saw Edge interfere and help RVD win his first WWE Championship. It was also the night fans were as visceral as they ever were to John Cena. Earlier in the night, Edge, Mick Foley, and Lita defeated Terry Funk, Tommy Dreamer, and Beulah McGillicuddy in a solid intergender tag team match. It was everything that ECW was. The match was hardcore, full of great spots, and not spoken about enough since most fans only remember that if Cena wins, we riot main event. Number 9 was the SmackDown Money in the Bank ladder match. And that was overshadowed by John Cena versus CM Punk. Money in the Bank 2011. I mean, Granola must be just excited tonight, you know, while he's laying in bed trying to get some rest. He's thinking, you know, I really should have turned the volume down. Archer's fucking loud. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? Keeping the show going while I'm trying to sleep. But now he's excited because he keeps hearing the name CM Punk come up, you see?
Did you expect anything less? Everything possible was done to win,
all right.
But it just fell short.
So Money in the Bank 2011 is remembered as one of the best pay-per-view events of all time. The card was absolutely stacked. The main event between CM Punk and John Cena was a match worthy of WrestleMania. The match even received a 5-star rating from Dave Meltzer. The SmackDown Money in the Bank ladder match that opened the show was also a classic. Daniel Bryan defeated Cody Rhodes, Heath Slater, Justin Gabriel, Kane, Sin Cara, Sheamus, and Wade Barrett. We actually talked about this match just recently. I don't remember. Was it at the tournament? I think maybe it was at the tournament we discussed that match. But anyways, to earn the Money in the Bank contract, the match was almost 30 minutes of non-stop action, and of course Bryan's win was which it was.
Sir, that's lose.
Number 8 is Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels. It was overshadowed by Batista versus Triple H. That's interesting. I find that hard to believe. I remember WrestleMania 21. I remember seeing both matches, but I don't remember. Honestly, I remember more people talking about Angle versus Michaels than Batista versus Triple H that night. I do. Does anybody else remember WrestleMania 21?
That's a nasty gash on Andre the Giant.
Like, I literally remember way more discussion, way more talk about what happened between Angle and Michaels than what happened in the main event. But yet they're saying that Triple H and Batista overshadowed Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels. I call bullshit on that one. I call bullshit on that one. What do you guys think about that?
Look at
Oh,
Andre the Giant.
Robodex just got fucking squashed. Pancaked. That was a giant elbow. Ooh, that had to hurt. That was a big, large man coming crashing down on his ass. Good Lord. All right, anyways. Oh, look at this. Submission locked in. Robodex with a Fujiwara armbar. Wow. Couldn't get Andre to tap. He could not get Andre the Giant to tap out. Oh, he was going for a spear. Andre sidesteps and sends Robodex face first into the canvas. Nice evasion there by Andre the Giant. The 8th wonder of the world. All right. Honeybee says, I think the whole list is strange. Kind of so far, right? All right, so WrestleMania 21 was full of solid matches. Edge won the first Money in the Bank contract. John Cena won his first WWE Championship. Still, the main event was rightfully dedicated to one of the best stories of the entire era. The end of the Evolution. Batista officially ended Triple H's reign of terror in a classic. And yes, that did happen, but I'm sorry, it still didn't overshadow Michaels and Angle. But anyway, Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels didn't have a deep story, but it was a much better match than Batista versus Triple H. Angle and Michaels put on a clinic. Yes, they did, absolutely. I mean, that goes without saying. You know, if you hear Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle are in a ring together, right, you know there's magic in that squared circle on that evening, right? You know there is magic going on in there. It was the longest match of the night and ended in a great submission victory for Kurt Angle. And again, you know, regardless of what that said, I specifically recall far more people talking about the matchup between Angle and Michaels than Triple H and Batista. So, number 7, TLC 2, overshadowed by The Rock versus Steve Austin. Well, you know, you've got The Rock and Steve Austin in the main event. You know, you could have the President of the United States, you know, at ringside, and as soon as Austin and The Rock come out, it's like the President is no longer there. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a shock that overshadowed the TLC match. You know? Joling says, yeah, Angle and Michaels was a better. Oh, it was a far better match. It was the longest match of the night. It was a very high octane match. A lot of back and forth action, trading holds, submissions, pinfalls. I mean, it was awesome. Seriously, if there's anybody here watching the show tonight that has not seen the WrestleMania 21 match between Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle, as soon as the show is over, you know, go watch that match before you go to bed. Phenomenal matchup. One of the greats of all time. Absolutely. So anyways, WrestleMania 17 is often remembered as one of the best WrestleMania events of all time. The card was stacked with classic bouts, but two shined the brightest. The tables, ladders, and chairs match between Christian and Edge. The Dudley Boys and the Hardy Boys was so full of awesome spots that it was crazy. The spear that Edge performed on a hanging Jeff Hardy is an iconic WrestleMania moment that will live forever. Unfortunately for the three-time tag team, for the three tag teams, this WrestleMania also featured The Rock versus Stone Cold that led to Austin's heel turn. It will always be remembered as the main event, but TLC 2 is an extremely close second. Number 6.
He's ejected from the ring.
Now this is kind of funny. Ultimate Warrior versus Randy Savage, right? Ultimate Warrior versus Randy Savage was overshadowed by Bret Hart versus the British Bulldog. SummerSlam 1992, I believe that was Wembley Stadium. I mean, is anybody surprised? Is anybody surprised that Bret Hart versus the British Bulldog would overshadow Warrior versus Savage? I don't think there's any surprise there at all. If anything, I think that would be, probably expected. Yo, Jeff Bozo! What's going on, Jeff Bozo? Appreciate the follow, Jeff Bozo. What's new and exciting? What's going on with Crack-a-Lackin'? Welcome to episode number 442 here at the Archiverse. It's actually a day late, but this is our episode of WCW Starrcade, and we are well on the road to the next big stream preview of 2023, the first big stream preview of 2023, not to mention WCW Slamboree is next Sunday night. It is less than 2 weeks away. So there's fuel being added to the fiery feuds and raging rivalries. Intense in-ring action. It is an absolute awesome time to be a pro wrestling fan with the action we've seen over the last couple of weeks, what we're going to see in the week to come. And then, of course, the big dance, the first big thrill ride of 2023. Slamboree is going to be fire. But anyways, Jeff Bozo, what's doing exciting? What is going on in Bozoville?
Double underhook applied. Up and
All right, so let's get back to that article. So I did ask the question. If you feel like responding, you can. Are you surprised in any way, shape, or form that Bret the Hitman Hart versus the British Bulldog, SummerSlam 92, overshadowed Ultimate Warrior versus Randy Savage?
And he sends him into the corner.
I mean, I don't. That doesn't surprise me one single solitary moment. Okay, so SummerSlam 92 will always be remembered for the clinic that British Bulldog and Bret the Hitman Hart put on in the main event of the evening. The two competed for the Intercontinental Championship, which was nearly perfect. It was also the match that launched Bret Hart's ascension to the top of the card despite his loss. Earlier in the night, the Ultimate Warrior competed in one of the best matches of his career. He was never known for his matches, but Randy Savage helped Warrior look like a star. The mid-card WWE Championship match between the two was a classic that was overshadowed by Bulldog and Hart. All right, number 5.
If it works, it works. Going for something else.
Number 5 is CM Punk versus The Undertaker. Overshadowed by The Rock versus John Cena. That's interesting. But even though The Undertaker's in the matchup, right? Everybody wants to see The Undertaker. And I'm sure they tuned in to see him walk to the ring and then change the channel. But honestly, if you're going to get a bigger pop for the evening and get more recognition than John Cena versus The Rock, You're going to have to do better than just The Undertaker versus CM Punk. That's all I'm saying. So CM Punk versus The Undertaker feud was a great story. Yes, it was. Punk had the nerve to interrupt Taker during a tribute to Paul Bearer. Punk was the ultimate heel, trying to end The Undertaker's WrestleMania streak at the time. Their match was not only the best of the night, but also one of the best WrestleMania matches of The Undertaker's career. Although few would say that The Rock versus John Cena was a better match, it had Hollywood box office star returning to WWE for a second time, which was a tough overshadow in the mid-card. And did Kyle O'Reilly just get eliminated? Is that what he did too? Kyle O'Reilly has been eliminated. Wow. Infinite Oni! What's going on, Infinite Oni? Welcome back, Infinite Oni. YT Shadows! What's going on, Shadows? Wow, Carino Farmer has now been eliminated. What a comeback by the Natural Disasters. The Wolfpack had them 4 members to 2. It is now 2 members to 1 in favor of the Natural Disasters. Wow. This is crazy. Did you have a match? Not here on Starrcade, no, Infinite Oni, because of course your superstar just debuted on YTD Academy not too long ago. But you never know, that could happen come next week. That could happen come next week. YTD Academy superstars are given opportunity on the main roster all the time, so. But Infinite Oni, the good news is Infinite Oni. Infinite Oni, Infinite Oni, Infinite Oni, Infinite Oni, Infinite Oni. I said that a lot of times. That was fun. But anyways, the good news is that tomorrow night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, over at the Shark Tank on YouTube, YTD Academy live for episode number 443 and the 13th episode of YTD Academy. I'm quite sure that your team will be called into battle, sir. Called into battle. All right, so on with the list. Well, we're watching the greatest comeback of the evening so far. Look at this, GGP with an ankle lock. Andre tapped. Andre tapped. Wow. But apparently Andre's not done with GGP. Sadly, I believe he would have had to tap him out in the ring, I think. Nope, he's just wanted to beat the shit out of him before he left again. No, he is still in the match, yes. Yeah, so the submission only effective in the ring. Sadly enough. Because it is not false count anyway.
Uh-oh, look at this.
But it doesn't keep coming back.
All right, so number 4 on this list. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Randy Savage was overshadowed by Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3. Well, of course it was. Of course it was. I mean, WrestleMania was literally built from the roof down. Right? I mean, Hulkamania was exploding. Andre the Giant, one of the biggest and well-known superstars of the time. It was thought that he would destroy Hulkamania, right? It was a huge story. It was a big deal. Right? It's what made WWF successful there on out. It was their backs that the foundation was laid. So no surprise that it, although, don't get me wrong, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Randy Macho Man Savage was a way better match. Wow, look at that. He tapped out Andre this time. Holy shit, GGP has evened the odds. GGP has evened the odds. It is King Kong Bundy versus Greek God Papadon. And you know what? I want to watch the rest of this match. We're gonna wait and finish this list when the match is done. This is crazy. King Kong Bundy versus GGP in this 8-man tag to brag elimination matchup. Could you imagine if GGP pulls this off? He is in there against an absolute monster. Bundy with the pin, though. Oh, he kicked out. GGP kicked out. Wow. Couple mid shots there. Bundy firing back. Look at this. It is a back and forth brawl between GGP and King Kong Bundy. That's crazy. Oh, knee left right to the jaw. GGP going for an arm breaker here, I think. Going for that arm. Oh, and he drives Bundy's face right into the canvas. GGP going upstairs. Changed his mind. Bundy was staggering. Whips him hard to the corner, though. Big knife edge chop right across the gigantic chest of King Kong Bundy. Bundy grabs his foot, though. GGP was going to stomp a mud hole, but King Kong Bundy had other plans. Nice reversal. And GGP back on the attack with a barrage of strikes here. Bundy. Oh, nice takedown. Nice takedown by GGP. Covers him up. Covers him up. Bundy kicks out. 2 count only. Look at this. GGP's measuring him up. I think he senses the end might be near here. Oh, he's going for a power driver. He nailed it. He nailed it. GGP covers up Bundy. Wow, Bundy kicked out again. GGP's got to be getting frustrated here. He's got to be getting frustrated here. I mean, to be fair, King Kong Bundy is a monstrous savage. Shadow says, no one said Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, nobody said Stone Cold Steve Austin, at least not recently. Well, I mean, when we were running down our list. And by the way, the final boss, welcome in. Welcome to episode number 442. Wow.
Here are your winners.
The winners of the match, the Natural Disasters. And guys, that was a huge comeback. I mean, don't get me wrong. GGP had a bit of a comeback of his own there, didn't he? Right? He had a bit of a comeback of his own there, but he did not complete his campaign. The Natural Disasters squashed his campaign. But what a huge comeback by the Natural Disasters, because Brody and Vicious were eliminated. It was 4 members to 2 for the Wolfpack. And Andre the Giant and King Kong Bundy made the comeback of the evening and took out all 4 members of the Wolfpack to win the match. Absolutely stunning. Big win by the Natural Disasters. All right, let's move on to the next match of the evening.
YTD into the chat.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is a Battle Royal. It is a 6 Vixen Battle Royal for the WCW Women's Battle Royale Championship. Let's not forget, this is not a Battle Royal Championship. It is a Battle Royale Championship, so it can be defended in everything from TLC matches to Battle Royals to Elimination Royales to Chamber matches, as long as it is an epic matchup. An epic matchup. Tonight, Britt Baker DMD one of the newest sensations on a tear in the women's division over YTD Academy, January. We've got Angel Brooks, another YTD Academy sensation. We've got Angelina Love from the Beautiful People. We've got Lita. And, of course, the reigning, defending, undisputed WCW Women's Battle Royale champion, Alice Blade from Team Sir Jack the Greatest.
I also downloaded
And that matchup is next. Who do you guys think is walking out with the championship? Does Alice Blade retain her title? Or are we going to see a brand new Women's Battle Royale champion today? What do you guys think?
Joe Link awesome.
All right, so anyways, why am I hearing Stone Cold Steve Austin? I already read that. All right. If it says, oh, I am booked. Well, you know, I didn't want to tell you. I can't, listen, Infinite Oni, I can't be just giving out information about the cards. You know who tried that earlier today was Sir Jack the Greatest. Joe Link will tell you. Joe Link will tell you. He tried every excuse in the book to get me to tell him what was going to happen on tonight's show. To get me to tell him what was going to happen on tonight's show. That's right, boo the man. That is ghastly. I mean, as if I was going to do that, right? I'm not going to leak information, risk my job for Sir Jack the Greatest. I don't think so. All right, so you going Britt Baker? All right. If nobody says it's cool, I just didn't know if I already missed a match is all. Wouldn't matter to me. Well, you know, I just wanted it to be a surprise, Infinite Oni. Element of surprise is far more entertaining. The payout is much better. Honeybee says, backing January in this match. Understandable. I've seen January perform. Absolutely awesome. A great addition to the women's division. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, WCW Women's Battle Royale Championship on the line. Britt Baker, January, Angel Brooks, Angelina Love, Lita, and the reigning defending champion putting her title on the line, Alice Blade. It is a 6-Vixen Battle Royal. Let's go! All right. No, the betting lines don't open until the championship rounds begin, Joe Link. That is that the championship rounds officially begin in the next round. I mean, you should know this by now, sir. How dare you?
The following contest.
All right, so back to my list. Again, it was Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Randy Savage being overshadowed by Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant. Well, you know, if that surprises anybody, let me know. Tell me why. Tell me why that would surprise you. Even though you know they're going to be the best match of the night.
It's a big-time opportunity, Byron. It's the title.
It was the gigantic story of Hulkamania versus the eighth wonder of the world, the angry giant known as Andre the Giant. Right? So, but anyways, WrestleMania 3 will always be remembered as the night that Hulk Hogan slammed Andre the Giant. The slam heard round the world, baby. The match between Hogan and Andre was crucial to the establishment of WrestleMania and WWE, WWF at the time, as a mainstay in popular culture. The Andre Hogan match was not the best match on the card. Two of the best wrestlers in the world, Randy Savage and Ricky Steamboat, however, competed in one of WrestleMania's first classic matches. It could have never overshadowed Andre and Hogan, but it did inspire a generation of wrestlers, and that it did.
There truly is none better in all of WWE right now.
Yo, Whirlwind Grim Reaper, what's going on? Welcome into episode number 442. How's it going? What's new and exciting?
For that title.
And thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome to the Fam Jam. Welcome to the very best in fantasy wrestling excellence, bar none, period. We are the late night place to be, the most must-see show on Twitch TV. We are the Archivers TV. We are the greatest community on Twitch. Welcome to the Fam Jam. Enjoy the show. This is an episode of WCW Starrcade, and we're, of course, well on the way to the first big stream preview of 2023. WCW Slamboree is less than 2 weeks away. Next Sunday night, the thrill ride begins. But, welcome in. How are you? What led you to the Archerverse? Are you a big pro wrestling fan? Answer all of those questions. But anyways, while you're answering those questions, back to my list. So number 3 on the list is Dean Malenko versus Scotty 2 Hotty, overshadowed by The Rock versus Triple H. Please tell me that nobody is surprised by that. Please tell me nobody's surprised by that. Don't get me wrong, Dean Malenko put on a clinic. But again, let me just read that again. Dean Malenko, who is a superb submission machine, a technician like no other. But he's facing Scotty 2 Hotty. Dean Malenko versus Scotty 2 Hotty. Overshadowed, like they're surprised that it was overshadowed by The Rock versus Triple H at Backlash 2000.
Superstar switch up.
You know, there's no surprise there. No surprise. Infinity says, I love my shirt. Reaper says, been a wrestling fan for 55 years. 55 years. Woo! Awesomeness. All right, so I'm going to guess that puts you in the neighborhood of, I'm going to go ahead and guess you're about 5960. 5960. In and around there. I've been a wrestling fan for 41 years. I am 45. But Reaper, that is amazing. Do you have any wrestling stories for us? I mean, have you been to live events? Who is your favorite wrestler? I mean, there's lots of questions. I mean, I feel like... Yo, Infinite Odie with the sub! Thank you for the sub, Infinite Odie! Mucho appreciated. That is fantastic. You are a fucking legend. Reaper says, helped with wrestling for 20 years. Did you? Did you? 59. Yeah, so I figured because I started watching wrestling when I was about 4 years old, so I was just going by that. That's how I came up with the number 59 or 60. I figured 4 or 5. Only because I was 4. I was literally using my own experience as a way to guesstimate.
Remember, guys, the title's on the line here in this one.
But anyways, so you did ring setup.
Might just be the night the title changes hands.
For 20 years?
She's been undergoing a lot of training for.
I mean, that's crazy.
Taking this title opportunity lightly.
What hooked you was the Sheik? My God. Yo, Reaper, do you are you by chance on PlayStation?
What hooked me was the Sheik.
Are you by chance on the PlayStation Network?
And introducing the challenger from Florida.
Oh, Infinite Odie got smashed. What did he say? I used to work at the local promotion here myself. I did production, entries, music, and occasional ring announcing. I have no idea why you got timed out, my friend. I do know Stream Ellens has been a fuckface lately. Stream Ellens, yeah, I mean, he has been a real asshole lately. Thank you, Joe Link. Appreciate you. Year later, had Pickup, his nephew, take to a show. Nice. But Wild One Grim Reaper, do you have a PlayStation? Yeah, no, I don't know either why, Joe Link. I have no idea why. Sabu. I love Sabu. If I could just get an answer to the question at hand. Right? You don't. Okay. That's too bad. Do you have Discord? Are you on Discord? You're a newbie. You're not on Discord. Okay, so you should sign up for Discord first and foremost. That way you can join the Archivers community Discord. So the first thing you're going to find out is this is not my channel. This is not my show. This is our channel. It is our show, our Discord, our Instagram, our Twitter. It is the communities. They are the Archivers TV. They are the foundation that continues to build and grow upon itself. We have an amazing community here at the Archivers TV. We've been very blessed. Very blessed. Right? We've said this time and time again. When you're on any internet platform, you never know what it's like. It's like Forrest Gump and the box of chocolates, right? You never know what you're going to get. And in wrestling communities specifically, not just here on Twitch, but anywhere, there's a lot of toxicity. A lot of toxicity and a lot of immaturity. And we've never had that problem here. And we have nothing but good people. Brilliant people. We have some fantastic streamers. And it's just a privilege to hang out with these guys and have a good time each and every time we have an outing. So, but anyways, yeah, sign up for Discord. Yo, Grizzly! What's going on, Grizzly? Welcome into episode number 442 here at the Archivers. Appreciate you stopping by. We got some newbies in the chat tonight, folks. Make sure we drop some information for them. There's things they need to know. There's things they need to know.
She turns it right around with a counter. Inverted atomic drop.
All right. Now that said, can somebody drop the Discord link, the YouTube link? Please and thank you. I mean, I just told Reaper he should sign up for Discord. We should probably show him why he should sign up for Discord.
On track. Just unlooping knees to the body. A competitor has been in.
Oh, let's see here. Let's see if we can fix that problem. There we go. Try that again there. Oh, thank you, Joe Link. There we go.
We utilize the game engine to create custom shows, bouts. We have 106 streamers that have rests YouTube.
How's it going? Awesome. How are you doing, Grizzly? And what led you to the Archivers? How did you stumble across the Archivers after 442 episodes? All right, so as you can see, it says we utilize the game engine to create custom shows, belts. We have 106 streamer teams that have wrestlers progressing throughout our season, winning championships, forming alliances and tag teams, factions. We are storyline driven, and it is our own universe, so the WWE is owned by Vinny K. It's actually the WCW. I don't know why it says WWE, but owned by Vinny K, and that has actually changed since this was actually written. Vinny K was bought out by Alan Severn and the Wolfpack. They are now in full control. But Vinny K originally sold 45.9% of the WCW to Elijah Archer and his team, so there's a constant power struggle. And of course, we narrate and do play-by-play commentary. We are part podcast. We're always talking about pro wrestling, news and rumors, the history of. We even talk about combat sports. Wow, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of the Battle Royal and the new WCW Women's Battle Royale champion from Team Infinite Oni. January is your new Battle Royale champion. Congratulations to January and Infinite Oni. Woo! Infinite Oni says, and I just made my debut not long ago. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Big win for January. Look at that. Battle Royal champion from Team Infinite Oni. Congratulations. All right, so Infinite Oni says, like, this is what my third match. This is your third match. Third match and your first match on the main roster. Like, you're not actually on the main roster yet, but it's your first opportunity on the main roster, and you've secured a title. So congratulations. All right, so now, ladies and gentlemen, we officially move on to the championship rounds, which means what, Joe Link? What does that mean, Joe Link? We're hitting the championship rounds. What does it mean?
You are following the very best in fantasy wrestling excellence, bar none, period.
And Grizzly, thank you for the follow. Officially part of the Fam Jam is Grizzly. You did the right thing, Grizzly. You will be absolutely, positively, unequivocally pleased with yourself because you are now part of the greatest community on Twitch, the greatest wrestling promotion on the face of the planet, the very best in fantasy wrestling excellence, bar none, period, the late night place to be, and the most must-see show on Twitch TV. You are part of the Fam Jam. Welcome, Grizzly. Thank you for the follow. All right, so, anyways, Joe Link, what does it mean? Betting lines are open. That is correct. So, ladies and gentlemen, you guys are going to get a chance to win some Archerverse bucks. I'm going to open up the betting lines. You're going to bet on some matches. If you win your bet, you will win Archerverse bucks. It is as simple as that. So get your gambling fiend side of yourself out of the closet. It is time to get down and dirty. It is time to place some bets. And I'm going to open up the betting lines here in just one moment. Let's move on to the championship rounds. Here we go. First match for the WCW Hardcore Championship. We've got Austin Furious representing the Weapons of Mass Destruction from Team Anger Issues TTV. We have the Nightmare, Damien from Team Kraken Skulls. And of course the reigning, defending, undisputed WCW Hardcore Champion, the Mighty, the Freight Train, Frank Miller from Team France with 2 L's. And this is a table match. What do you guys think? Who do you think is walking out the Hardcore Champion? Give me a moment because I'm going to open the betting lines so you can make that decision and see if you can win yourself some Archerverse bucks. All right, hold on. And then, of course, we'll get back to our list. All right, let's see here. So who walks out the WCW Hardcore Champion? Is it going to be Austin Furious? The Nightmare? Damien? Or at least the original Nightmare. I mean, we do have the Wolfpack, right? They're a complete fucking nightmare. Complete fuck. I mean, they took over WCW. Do I need to say more? Or the Freight Train, Frank Miller.
Laugh.
The reigning defending champion. 5 minutes to make your bets. And there you go. Betting lines are open. And ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the beginning of the championship rounds. WCW Hardcore Championship. Table match. Austin Furious. The Nightmare Damien. The Freight Train. Frank Miller, he is the reigning defending champion, putting his title on the line. Let's go! All right, so what did you guys say? We got Reaper is going for the Nightmare. Understandably. I mean, even if you don't know who is who, he is a scary-looking man. And if that's not scary enough, look at this shit. The man literally juices himself up with electricity and then goes and wrestles matches. I mean, it's the most insane thing, or at least one of the most insane things I've ever seen. But anyways. Ooh, Life is going for the Nightmare too. Wow. All right. Nightmare's got some fans tonight. Look at, he can barely walk, but yet he still goes in and puts on a clinic every time. It's nuts. I don't even know how he does it. That is one of the most strange fetishes I've ever seen in my life.
Huge title match coming up, and a huge opportunity for the champ to prove to everyone.
Okay, so back to the list.
There really is none better in all of WWE right now.
So again, number 3 was Dean Malenko versus Scotty 2 Hottie. Being overshadowed by The Rock versus Triple H Backlash 2000. I really don't know how that's a surprise, but so Dean Malenko could make any wrestler look like a stud in the ring. Yes, he could. One of the best examples of Malenko bringing out the best in his opponent happened at Backlash 2000. Malenko and Scotty 2 Hottie competed in arguably the best match of the night. It's forgotten. It's a forgotten bout that was greatly overshadowed by The Rock and Triple H, who competed for the WWE title in a match that was better than the main event pay-per-view match that preceded it at WrestleMania 2000.
Heading into this match, we're likely to see a new champ crowned here tonight.
Number 2. Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho was overshadowed by Brock Lesnar versus Kurt Angle, and that was WrestleMania 19. I disagree. Again, I remember that very well, and both matches were very highly spoken about. They were very highly spoken about. Neither match overshadowed the other. First of all, Jericho and Shawn Michaels is being overshadowed by nobody, right? That's not going to happen. So I mean, I call bullshit right off the hop, anyways. But yeah, no, that's not true. It did not overshadow Michaels and Jericho. It was just as good. It was. I mean, it was a great WrestleMania. So. But anyways, WrestleMania 19 featured one of the biggest botches of Brock Lesnar's career. Lesnar famously performed a shooting star press that almost broke his neck during his classic match against Kurt Angle in the main event. Now that is probably why they're claiming that it was,
The champ has never looked more focused, laser focused on the task
you know,
at hand.
why it overshadowed. But I mean, it's, yes, that did get talked about a lot, right? Of course it did. It was crazy. It was a crazy stunt. But that very quickly went away, and talk went right back to where it should have been, was with the quality of matches with Jericho, Michaels, and Lesnar and Angle. So anyways, a match that had an equal amount of intensity was Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho. WrestleMania 19 was Chris Jericho's first major classic in WWE. It was also a sign that Michaels was truly back, since it was his first WrestleMania match since WrestleMania 14. Number one, last but not least.
What's the best piece of advice you could offer to someone in a tables match?
Pick your openings carefully.
Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens, overshadowed by Dean Ambrose versus Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins at Battleground 2016. Now again, I'm not really sure like of the word being thrown around, overshadowed. Really? You know what I mean? I don't know if they're like, just because a match has a better story doesn't mean people talked about it more. That does happen often, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't mean that's really, at the end of the day, what people are continuously talking about, right? Hey, Gloria, you know what I did? I for some strange reason, when I heard you come in, I pressed mute. I have no idea why I did that. It makes no sense. But welcome to the broadcast, the great Glenola. For those of you, we have some new people in the chat room today. So for those of you that are new, Glenola from the Glenola, can we get a shout out for Glenola, please? He is, of course, the co-host of the most. He's been at my side for many, many moons. He's been a part of the Archiverse for over or around 400 episodes now. And you will, of course, get to know him more as you visit and watch the shows. He will become your friend too, don't you worry. But that is who is joining us and invading the broadcast.
Hey, everybody.
I was just saying, I don't think this, I think they're confused. Like, I think they think just because, and it, again, it does happen, but just because a match has a better story doesn't mean that it's the most talked about match, you know? And like I said, I get that Lesnar just about broke his neck, which is ironic considering Kurt Angle did at one point break his neck and wrestled in the Olympics, but it doesn't mean it overshadowed Jericho and Michaels, which it most certainly did not. It was it just as good? Yeah. Did people talk about the shooting star press that almost broke Lesnar's neck? Yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, what people remember most was the quality of matches between both of those, both Jericho and Michaels and Angle and Lesnar.
Overshadowed is hard to really say.
It is, right?
There's only one I heard earlier that I, really have to agree with easily, because Dean is overshadowed by a
I told you, Life, DC. Did I not say? I told you. He was laying there in bed trying to sleep with the show on, thinking, why is he so damn loud? Because, of course, it's probably a different experience. We're not actually on the broadcast, but... And, of course, enjoying all the talk about one BM Punk. I know you enjoyed every second of that. Come on. Oh, that was a... Did you see that? Damn. The Nightmare Damien fed it to Frank Miller. Hey, Golden Gamer's in the house. I believe Golden Gamer was here earlier, though, so that'd be welcome back in, I guess, for Golden Gamer. So we have a couple new people. Well, I know you're paying attention, but we have Wild One Grim Reaper 55, who has been a wrestling fan, by the way, for 55 years. Yeah, that's not awesome.
That makes me feel really good because I'm no longer the oldest.
You're no longer the oldest. So now what I'm trying to do, however, is I want to get Wild One Grim Reaper acquainted with Discord so he can be part of the community on Discord. But it would be awesome. Wild One Grim Reaper, one thing you can do on Discord is we have what's called a voice chat. And you can go in there, and sometimes when we're not having shows, we go in there, talk, shoot the shit, talk about it. But sometimes it's also been known where people have gone onto Discord as a way of joining the show, because of course I can turn up the Discord so that the volume picks up and people can hear you on the show. But what would be cool, so the other thing, I don't know how much you were listening to. Oh, holy crap, ladies and gentlemen, that is it, that is all. The winner of the table match and new WCW Hardcore Champion from Team Kraken Skulls, the Nightmare Damien is your new Hardcore Champion. Congratulations to the Nightmare Damien, and of course to Kraken Skulls, longtime supporter and follower and team member here at the Archiverse. That is awesome. I'm surprised that match is over already, though. Holy shit. Give me a moment. I got to issue the payout for that, if
Kraken
there is one.
Yeah, Kraken really isn't known for his, or Team Kraken Skulls, Nightmare, Damien, isn't really known for long-lasting matches.
That is very true. That is very true.
Get in there and get it, ended.
All right, so the Nightmare Damien is the victor. And there was only 1,110 Archiverse bucks there. Come on, guys, you want to win some Archiverse bucks, you got to bet on those matches. Team participation. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are now on to the co-main event of the evening. And this is going to be a barn burner. That says four-way tornado tag, and that it very much is. But this, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't know if anybody was watching YTD Academy yesterday, there was a fire dark tournament, and there was also an absolute fire tag team matchup. This is the second one of its kind, and the second time that the Weapons of Mass Destruction, the man called Drek and Tony Stone from YT Shadows are being a part of, because they absolutely lit up the scene at YTD Academy. They're going to try and do it here again tonight with some different opponents. They've got some savages in there with them tonight, but it is the Weapons of Mass Destruction, the Heart Foundation, Tons of Funk, and the Public Enemy, and this is a KO tag team elimination show. So it is an elimination style tornado elimination matchup for the World Tag Team Championship, but the only way to win is to knock out your opponents. This is going to be a barn burner. Glenola, what do you think?
Well, I mean, great lineup right here. Of course, I'm going to go with Tons of Funk on this.
You're going with Tons of Funk? Well, yeah, I can see that.
Though the Heart Foundation is, it's awesome and all. Bret Hart, you got, Christian Hart, but, still.
Now, I will remind everybody,
that's what it's called across
we do have another set of champions in this matchup, because the Weapons of Mass Destruction are the reigning defending YTD Academy Tag Team Wrestling Champions, and they defended their titles in this very matchup type. Again, this is the second match of its kind, and the second time the Weapons of Mass Destruction are going to step inside of this vicious, vicious matchup. But I do understand why you would say Tons of Funk. Tons of Funk, one of the best of all time. They're OGs of the Archerverse, won multiple tag team championships. And again, like you were about to say, you got the Hart Foundation, led by Team Christian Cool, right? Again, one of the greatest teams in Archerverse history. Won tag team championships in WCW and over at Wrestle Wars Genesis. And then, I'm sure next you were getting to the reigning defending champion, so I will let you take it from there.
Did my client make his debut yet?
But, well, I don't know. Archie's kind of got me screwed up now. My brain just shut down.
The Public Enemy.
Oh, well, Public Enemy, you know, they are a great tag team. They really are.
They are, yeah.
But
the new jackpot number for a chance to win a channel redemption of your choices. 5.5.
the Tons
The
of
number to
Funk,
win a
they've been through
YTD
so much.
championship match is 0.
1.0, Archerverse 1.0. 2.0, and now in the
I'm a
3.0.
client.
And they've been very successful the whole time.
All right.
Well, that's true, Cone. What brain? I mean, that kind
Superstar
of...
switch up.
That took a vacation.
Ouch.
Become someone else for the day. Superstar and
All right, so who walks
Superstar
out
each day you visit.
the WCW Tag Team Champions? Is it going to be the Weapons of Mass Destruction, the Hart Foundation, Tons of Funk, or the Public Enemy? And what a streamer team affair we got going on here. We've got Team Dedrick, Team YT Shadows, we have Team Christian Cool, Team I'm Just Key, we have Team 3TVB, Team Boss Apollo, and Team Titan G. And this is really a who's who of the tag team division. This is a phenomenal match. Tag team titles are on the line. I'm going to give everybody 5 minutes to make your bets.
So in Just Key. Together we will
there we go. Betting lines are open, ladies and gentlemen, for the co-main event of the evening. WCW World Tag Team Championships on the line. It is a KO Tag Team Elimination Show. The only way to win is to knock out your opponents.
It's what you people call cheese.
Let's go! All right, and I'll get back to my list here.
This is gonna be
So
good.
please.
Oh, that's the wrong list. I'll get back to the proper list here. That is not funny. How dare you? So again, it was Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens being overshadowed by Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. Battleground 2016. Again, I highly doubt the match actually got overshadowed by anything. And it was a better match. Sami Zayn versus Owens was a better match than Ambrose, Rollins, and Reigns. But again, it's the storyline of Ambrose. I mean, they were the Shield, right? It was all three members of the Shield going at each other. It was, a pivotal moment. It was a big one, but did it overshadow? No, it didn't. It really didn't. I don't like this term overshadow because in most of the... Wife said it earlier, the list kind of stinks in that sense because in not one of the matches they're talking about... Well, there was a couple that got overshadowed, but rightfully so. Again, you're not going to overshadow Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant WrestleMania 3. The story alone was enough to bury the story of the Titanic if it happened twice. You know what I mean? But did it actually overshadow Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Randy Macho Man Savage? No, not really. No, not really. Yes, it was the slam heard around the world, but what everybody remembers is that Randy Macho Man Savage and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat stole the show. And that is what people talk about. So how can you say overshadowed? It makes no fucking sense. You know, it just makes no fucking sense. But anyway. Battleground 2016 was the night the Shield finally faced each other in a triple threat match. Dean Ambrose succeeded as the unlikely winner in a match that stole the show. It didn't steal the show. That's lies and propaganda right there, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens have had a feud that dates all the way back to their time in the Indies. The two had undeniable chemistry in their one-on-one match, and it was a great showing for two stars that were greatly overshadowed by the Shield's clash. Again, not true. For whatever reason, they want you to believe that, but it is not true. I'm telling you that right now, not true. And that was the number one. And let me just go over that again real quick. Again, the list was from the Sportster.com. It was by Aiden Pena. And it was 10 great WWE mid-card matches that were overshadowed by the main event.
Tonight might just be the night the title changes hands.
I know.
Isn't that the purpose of the main event?
I know. That's what I said earlier. That the whole... We probably just should have stopped reading the list from the start. So 10 was Edge... and Mick Foley and Lita versus Terry Funk, Tommy Dreamer, and Beulah McGillicuddy, being overshadowed by Rob Van Dam and John Cena. WWE ECW One Night Stand 2006. Number 9, SmackDown's Money in the Bank ladder match was overshadowed by John Cena versus CM Punk.
That's a shitty match.
Oh boy. Not a fan of CM Punk is the Great Granola. Number 8 was Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels, being overshadowed by Batista versus Triple H. Again, I call bullshit on that. Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels in no way, shape, or form at any given point in time in the history of pro wrestling was ever overshadowed at WrestleMania 21 by Batista versus Triple H. Was Batista versus Triple H a good story? Yes. Right? Evolution came crashing down. I specifically remember way more people talking about the Clinic, the wrestling spectacular that Michaels and Angle put on than the main event. I'm sorry. That is just not true. It's a bullshit statement. Number 7, TLC 2. Being overshadowed by The Rock versus Steve Austin. Well, you put The Rock and Steve Austin in the same match in the main event, it's going to overshadow the whole show. I'm sorry, that's just a fact. So I can at least agree with that one. Right? I think everybody would agree with that. Who are you going to put in there? Aside from Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. Right? Undertaker, Shawn Michaels. Those are the only two people you're putting in there to overshadow The Rock and Austin. If that would even do the trick. Actually, that probably would do the trick. But that's not my point. My point is, if you're going to put The Rock and Austin in the main event, of course it's overshadowing probably the whole card. But TLC 2 was still a damn good match, though. It was a damn good match. Number 6, Ultimate Warrior versus Randy Savage, being overshadowed by Bret Hart versus the Bulldog at Wembley Stadium in '92. Of course it was overshadowed by Bret Hart and British Bulldog. I said this the first time, I'm saying it again. I don't care if Bret Hart and the British Bulldog are in the same ring at the same time, wrestling a match together. No match in the world that the Ultimate Warrior is involved with is overshadowing it. Or being... Now. What I will say is this. That was likely the best wrestling match I'd ever seen out of the Ultimate Warrior. Now, don't get me wrong, that's because Macho Man led him and guided him. But that was the best wrestling match I'd ever seen out of the Ultimate Warrior. Number 5, CM Punk versus The Undertaker, overshadowed by The Rock versus John Cena.
Once again, CM Punk overshadowed by ham sandwich. So,
Overshadowed by a ham sandwich. Oh my God. All right. Number 4. Now this one is also slightly bullshit. And again, I'll explain my reasoning again. I've already done it twice. I'll do it again. But Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Randy Savage, supposedly overshadowed by Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant, WrestleMania 3. Okay, so it was a slam heard around the world. People talked about it for weeks, right? But what people actually talk about now is how Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Randy Macho Man Savage stole the show at WrestleMania 3, right? But the large story was this: Hulkamania exploding, coming into its prime. The 8th wonder of the world, the largest man in wrestling, undefeated, was gonna destroy Hulkamania. So yes, a little bit in some sense of the form overshadow. The story, maybe, and maybe not even that. Maybe not even that, I don't know. Because the feud and rivalry between Savage and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was absolutely epic. It was so well executed, it was flawless. It was such a superb pleasure to watch. And it was a 10 times better match than Hogan versus Andre, not to mention. Right? But okay, number 3 was Dean Malenko versus Scotty 2 Hotty, being overshadowed by The Rock versus Triple H. Wow, shocker there. Real shocker that The Rock and Triple H would overshadow a match with Scotty 2 Hotty in it. I mean, wow. Who would have thought?
I love Too Cool.
Me too. Yeah, the worm, all that. But wow, look at that. A member of the Tag Team Champions has been eliminated. Bishop B. White is going home. Not good for Demon Razor, the sole surviving member of the Public Enemy and the reigning defending Tag Team Champions. Wow. Oh, the downtown by uptown. Hey, look at this. Christian Hart going to pick up the pieces. All right, so anyways, number 2, Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho, overshadowed by Brock Lesnar versus Kurt Angle. Now, again, I called bullshit. Okay, because both of those matches, first and foremost, they were both fucking phenomenal.
Well, I gotta say, Shawn Michaels, that was a main event match. It just happened to be before the main event.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
They
They were both, yeah, or both main events. They shared the spotlight, I think, because
on top of that, other than the injury and the moonsault,
right, yeah.
whichever one it was,
These superstars must be feeding off the WWE universe.
very nice Lesnar Angle match.
Oh, I heard lots about the Lesnar Angle match because he almost broke his neck in that matchup, right?
Well, as I said, other than
You
that
know,
match,
yeah, exactly. Other than the bot. Now, to be fair, again, it was a very, very well executed matchup. It was a great match. Angle versus Lesnar was, but Jericho versus Michaels. You know, without a shadow of a doubt, Chris Jericho, Shawn Michaels in a ring together is magic. That's what people talked about. That's what I remember to this day. People talking about it. It wasn't at all Lesnar, Kurt Angle. Yeah, they talked about the moonsault. They almost broke his neck. But what they really were that was talked about. What was discussed was the clinic, the spectacular, that Michaels and Jericho gave us. That's what they discussed. Right?
That's pretty much my point.
Yep. Yep, you're right.
I didn't see the picture.
Yeah. Oh, this is a terrible list. This list is atrocious. This list should be added to the list of Archer. All right. So, but anyways, Uptown B. Henry's been eliminated. I can't believe the amount of eliminations already taking place. Did you know the weapons of mass destruction were actually eliminated first? Look at that! Whoa! Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in a hot minute, the winners of the match and new WCW World Tag Team Champions from Team Christian Cool, the Iceman, Christian Hart, Brett, the Hitman Hart. They are the Hart Foundation, and they are your new WCW World Tag Team Champions. Wow. Way to go. Congratulations to the Fart Foundation. Brett, the Wetman Fart.
You know I'm never going to let you live that one down.
You, obviously, 400, episode number 442. I probably said that somewhere in the 200s, for God's sakes.
I think it was like 200.
Right? And I'm still hearing about it. Good God. All right, so let's go ahead and get the payout issued for that. Give me a second.
That's awesome, Wild One, Grim Reaper. You know, beating Bret Hart.
By the way, did we drop the Discord link so that
don't know if they did or not. I'll go ahead and
that way Reaper can have a look at our Discord. Reaper, did you have a look at the Discord already?
Oh, there we go.
Discord.
And while we're at it,
Make sure you check that out.
yeah, they dropped the Discord into the chat, so I wanted to drop the YouTube.
Oh, awesome, thank you. Yep, don't forget that subscriptions on YouTube are free. We are on the road right now to 500 subscribers. We are just about there. So with everybody's help in unison, again, this is the year that the Archerverse TV monetizes on YouTube. Let's get there. Right? This is your channel too. Let's get there, folks. All right, here we go. Payout has been issued, and we are now moving on to the main event of the evening. And here we go. Fatal four-way elimination style matchup for the WCW Women's World Championship, and look at the villainy in this match. All former and or current champions head-to-head for WCW's top prize in the women's division. We have the reigning, defending, undisputed YTD Academy Grand Prix Wrestling Champion, the Diamond B. Jackson, a.k.a. Honeybee from Team Honeybee Wrestling. We have Clearly from Team Dogface. From the Doghouse, they are the OG invaders of the Archerverse. To the immediate right, from Team Tiliana Pierce, the Anomaly, Tia Stevens representing the Wolfpack. And the reigning, defending, undisputed champion from Team Christian Cool, Erica Ann Smith is putting her title on the line in this elimination style matchup. So we're going to get the betting lines open right now. Just give me a moment.
Big fan.
So who walks out Women's World Champion? Is it going to be Honeybee? Claire Lee? Go ahead.
I think I'm going to go with Tia Stevens because it's been a while for Tia. I think
actually, it has. You're right.
Due for another run.
You are right. It has been a hot minute since Stevens won a belt. Well, I mean, other than the tag team championship. We're talking singles competition here is what we're talking, so. All right, so who's walking out the WCW Women's World Champion? Is it going to be Honeybee, Claire Lee, Tia Stevens, or the reigning defending champion, Erica Ann Smith? 5 minutes to make your bets. And there you go. The betting lines are open. Here we go. Main event of the evening, WCW Women's World Championship. Let's go! All right. Now, what were we discussing?
Well, we were kind of discussing how much I'm going to torture you for the Fart Foundation. But
oh, right, the Fart Foundation. Yes, indeed. I'm trying to think if we were having any. I think I had one. Well, the list is done. The only other number one was Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, overshadowed by Dean Ambrose, Reigns, and Rollins, and I already called bullshit on that. I understand the story was big. It was the breakup of the Shield. They were finally facing each other in a triple threat match. But I'm sorry, I promise you, it did not overshadow Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens because they put on a clinic. And people were very aware of that. Very, very aware of that. But anyways, that was the list.
Representing the NWO
so
from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
I do have another list, but I'm not going to read it in its entirety because we just don't have the time.
The title will be on the line here. You're right, Michael. And judging from the response on social media,
actually, Poindexter owns a time machine. We have all the time we need. To be fair.
But he don't let anybody touch it.
That's true. Honeybee Wrestling says, Archiverse, I sent you a list for another time on Discord. Be interested in hearing your thoughts. All right, I'll check it out. You know what? I should actually create a section on Discord. For if you guys have things you'd like to hear discussed when it comes to the world of pro wrestling, when it comes to combat sports, when it comes to sports in general, if there's something you would like discussed on the broadcast, put it in there. Tell us what it is you'd like to have discussed. Maybe you have an article you'd like read. You know, we can make that happen. Maybe I will make that happen before tomorrow night's show. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, first and foremost, you guys are all fucking studs. You're all fucking legends. You're awesome. You are without a shadow of a doubt, the best community on Twitch. I thank you. I can't thank you enough for being so awesome. Just keep being yourselves, please. You guys are awesome. We always have a great time. This was another banger show. And don't forget, tomorrow night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it's our final YTD Academy live show of the month. Because, of course, next weekend is the first big stream preview of 2023, WCW Slamboree, a 14-match card, 3 brands looking for bragging rights, supremacy, championship gold, and immortality. It is going to be a thrill ride, so you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss a single solitary show coming into the final push week. Final push week is very exciting because there's no titles on the line, nothing but faction wars, feuds continuing, some rearing their ugly heads from the past. It is always a great week, the final push, and that is coming up beginning Tuesday night. But tomorrow night, live over at the Shark Tank on YouTube, so make sure you click that link and go over to YouTube and click subscribe, become a part of the masses. The road to 500 followers. We are well underway to monetization on YouTube as a community, and with the Archiverse TV. We are almost there. But anyways, tomorrow night, YTD Academy Alive, episode number 13, and episode number 443 for the Archiverse. It's going to be a good time. Make sure you're there. You don't want to miss it. And so yeah, Honeybee, I will absolutely check that out. Wild One Grim Reaper says, be fair, hated WWE, way treated. Yeah, I don't think any of us really liked the way talent was treated. I'm trying to see if just subscribe to YouTube, fantastic. And the yes, I'm assuming, was to the question about Discord. Excellent. Because again, Wild One Grim Reaper, we have a voice chat, so we can get in the voice chat together, and I can interview you about your experience. So that's what I was going to tell you, Glow. I don't know if you caught that earlier, but Grim Reaper has been around the wrestling business for about 20 years. He was involved in setting rings up for a promotion. Yeah. But also 55 years as an experienced fan. It would just be nice to hear his thoughts about certain things, hear about his experiences, if he's been to live events. Obviously, we kind of know the answer to that because he set up rings. But, I mean, I think that's a great opportunity that we don't need to miss out on. So I think that's a great idea. Triple H was better than old Idiot Kane. Yeah, well, you know, you're not wrong. But anyways, I'll have a look at that list here in a second.
And she's using this moment to summon all of her strength.
All right, so that list, again, is from the Sportster. Again, I'm not going to read every single detail because we just probably don't have the time. But it is 10 times the WWE Championship should have main evented a WWE pay-per-view, and it was by Tevin King, and it was published October 1st of 2022, so not that long ago. Not that long ago, so it's a fairly new list. So the WWE Championship is the most prestigious title in the business, but it's not guaranteed that it closes out every WWE pay-per-view. Since 1963, the WWE Championship has been the biggest prize in the industry. It's the championship that every wrestler aspires to win. The likes of John Cena, Bret Hart, and Hulk Hogan have molded the WWE Championship into their own. Now, traditionally, a World Championship match headlines a WWE pay-per-view, but it's not always the case. Sometimes, WWE has a marquee match on the card which can be bigger than the WWE Championship match. There have been instances where WWE has had 2 World Championships at its disposal. The WCW Championship, which was the World Heavyweight Championship, and the Universal Championship matches are other reasons why the WWE Championship hasn't always main evented a pay-per-view. Nevertheless, the following WWE Championship matches were more than worthy of going on last, but they failed to materialize. All right, so number 10, Eddie Guerrero versus JBL at the Great American Bash 2004. Number 9, and actually we quite literally just finished talking about this one, but Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar, SummerSlam 2003.
To the top. What are we going to see here?
Number 8, Drew McIntyre versus AJ Styles versus The Miz, TLC 2020. Number 7, Randy Orton versus John Cena. Breaking Point 2009. Number 6, CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan. Over the Limit 2012.
Beyond the normal limits. I don't think any of these superstars are going to show any.
Number 5 was Steve Austin versus Kurt Angle. SummerSlam 2001. Number 4, Ric Flair versus Randy Savage. WrestleMania 8. Number 3, Seth Rollins versus John Cena. SummerSlam 2015. Number 2, Diesel versus Shawn Michaels. WrestleMania 11. And last but not least, number 1, Bret Hart versus Owen Hart. SummerSlam 1994. And again, this list was 10 pay-per-views where a WWE World Champion didn't main event the show. And again, we talked about it before we started the list. They mentioned it during the list. The WWE Championship isn't a guarantee to be main event. Isn't always main event. So, there's that. What did you think of that list, Glenola? Still had the shitty piece of crap. All right, so I did see I have a joke time. All right, joke time. Let's see here. All right, so. All right, Glenola, let's see, now you're the one that redeemed it. I will direct it directly to you, but everybody else, if you want to take a crack at this, feel free. Why do Eskimos do their laundry in Tide? Why do Eskimos do their laundry in Tide?
He is just desperately trying to fight out of it.
I don't know.
And Glenola does not know. Let's see if anybody else wants to take a crack at it.
Hanging on for dear life. That might be it.
Are we down to Honeybee and Claire Lee? I think we are. How did we miss 2 eliminations? Wow, it is down to Claire Lee and Honeybee. Honeybee looking to become a double champion. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, she's the reigning, defending, undisputed YTD Academy Grand Prix Women's Wrestling Champion. Claire Lee, former WCW Women's Champion, looking to reclaim. And she did it! She did it! Oh no, another bout for the weapons of mass destruction! No!
Ends during ads.
Oh my God, that's terrible. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match and new WCW Women's World Champion from Team Dogface, representing the Doggos, Claire Lee is your new Women's World Champion. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is all for WCW Starrcade, episode number 442. The road to WCW Slamboree continues. What a great night of matches, great conversations, great people. You guys are all fucking awesome. We are going to invade Yadin RMP. He's, of course, a professional wrestler. He is also the owner of a wrestling promotion. He is a great guy. If there's anybody else that's not already in this invasion, jump on in. You want to be a part of this. He's a very cool dude. We're going to go show him some love, have a little bit of fun. It is time to invade Yadin RMP. We'll see you tomorrow night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, over on YouTube. 13th episode of YTD Academy, episode 443 for the Archerverse. But it is time to invade. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here, please. Get the fuck out. Goodbye.
Our communities will remain strong by our constant support for one another's endeavors.
Don't know how many people actually heard that though, Archer, because like I said,